Oh my god, that was a nightmare to make. You have no idea. I downloaded so many different types of softwares and tutorials to go through just to get that together.
What did you make it in?
I can't even remember. It was some 3D program. Like you can do anything in it. You can make an actual movie, like actual movie effects, 3D modeling, like Pixar shit. Stuff your buddy would work with, actually.
Oh, nice.
However, everyone has put out free templates for those intros.
Okay.
So you just download the stuff and
you can
plug
put
it
in
in.
the text you want. Something like that.
There's a lot of weird extra plug-in shit you have to download. It's a real pain in the ass to get it actually working. And then editing my own name into it was another nightmare. And I'm sure that's only the basics of it. So. All
right. That sounds.
Let's make sure we're actually out. Because how many times have we done a podcast and it is not actually recorded? It's lost to
every
time.
Yeah. Easily dozens.
Well, so it's been a huge week, man. It's like fucking trailer central.
Oh yeah.
It's trailer for
Batman trailer.
Want to talk about the Batman one first?
Fuck yeah! I forget everything else. Well, Star Wars was awesome too, but.
Star Wars is amazing and broke records too.
Yes, it did.
It had what, 88 million views in 24 hours or something like that.
That's crazy.
That's crazy views.
Yeah,
ticket sales.
Oh yeah, no, that movie's gonna be massive success for Disney, for Marvel, because they're involved technically.
I kind of feel like it is. I almost feel like this was because all that Star Wars stuff was made for that big event they did.
Yeah, Star Wars Celebration. Yeah.
I feel like they.
Did you see the Battlefront footage?
I saw that too.
That looks awesome.
It did look awesome, but it makes me skeptical.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But
and I should say, don't pre-order.
There's also the first.
Everyone pre-order that.
Yeah.
First of all,
pre-ordering's bad.
First of all, there's enough digital copies for everyone. All right, so there will be a game for you when you want it. It's not that world anymore, so I don't even know why we have a pre-ordering system except just to build up more hype and bullshit.
Honestly, I was talking with a buddy of mine works at GameStop, and we were talking about this recently to some extent, and I'm going off of he didn't say all of this per se, but to paraphrase a lot of it, he basically said that without the Wii, GameStop would have gone bankrupt. They would have gone bankrupt like within a year or two after that, but because of the way Nintendo handled the whole supply and demand of the Wii, how there was such a limited supply and a huge demand for it, and it just grew and grew. But they were able to slowly dole out chunks of systems along the way, and they managed to satisfy the demand. The amount of money that GameStop raked in for being a place where you could pre-order the system, or you can put your name in for an advance, all that stuff and everything, that alone was able to make them bounce back because it brought the casual gamer back to those stores.
I can see that's good for the business. I can see how it's, of course, good for companies.
Yeah, from what
but some people have gotten screwed before.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, where pre-orders are now is absolutely ridiculous. They need to knock it off. It's too much. I mean, not even the pre-order stuff, the DLC in general. I mean,
that's another murder of the industry, and another thing I'm worried about with the Star Wars game. So two things, obviously make me worried. An EA title.
Yes.
Automatic red flag.
In fairness, though, the other Battlefront games are awesome.
No, that's true.
It's very true.
And EA has made good games before in the past.
Yeah, and they still do. They're just, evil
they could go just like with the SimCity. They closed down Maxis. The office was open for ever since the 90s.
Well, I mean, not even that they closed down Maxis. The fact that they basically buried SimCity. They made it a pile of shit because they implemented so many
and the Sims
things.
too. So they're really just murdering the whole franchise.
Oh yeah.
But, I feel like EA is a franchise killer. They buy it, they milk it the way they can.
Absolutely.
They kill it off.
Look at Dead Space. Dead Space 1, fucking phenomenal. Probably the best survival horror game of the last 10 years.
By the time they got to the third one.
The second one, still awesome. Still fantastic. The third one, they just completely took a left turn. They forgot what that franchise was about, and they're like, hey, we're going to put co-op in it. Because when you're playing with another person, you're still going to be scared of the same jump scares and gruesome death sequences. No, you're not. You don't give a shit anymore. You have another person who's going to shoot the thing for you.
Not as much.
And if you can allow for another person in a game like that, that means that there is enough ammunition around that two people will not have to worry about running out.
And by the third one, they turned into just
that's what they did in the third one.
Call of Duty.
That's what I'm saying. The third one, they made it more action
shooter.
Yeah.
You're not scared anymore.
Right. In the second one, they were
That's a
starting.
whole genre.
Yeah. And the second one did the same kind of thing. It did kind of get away from the survival horror roots and everything, but it did exactly like the Alien movies, which were its inspiration did, which was the first one was the horror movie, and the second one was the action movie with horror elements.
Right.
And those are the two best of the series because of it.
No.
And they did the same thing. The first one is you're trapped on this spaceship. You don't entirely know what's going on. It set the atmosphere, the mood exactly like the first Alien movie, and you walk around, and the whole time it's oppressive, and it's freaking you out, and it's messing with your head. It's making you see things, and then you finish it. It was a fantastic experience. You get to the second one, and the second one did the same thing where it tried to do a different form of terror. Not the isolated, I'm alone and I have no idea what's happening terror. The terror of more, okay, I know what's going on, but I'm so far out of my depth, what the fuck am I going to do?
Right.
And it made it
it's just like the Alien franchise, by the third one.
Everything
went to the whole thing just exploded everywhere.
Yep.
And it just turned into kind of a disaster.
Yeah.
They could be able to save, but who knows? I don't even know what's going on with that property.
I'm really hoping. Well, did you? Yeah, you didn't hear about the new one?
No, I haven't heard anything about it. Was that recent?
Well, there's Prometheus 2 is in the works.
I thought you were talking about that's what I was talking about. This.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Alien.
Yeah, no, I heard they're rebooting Alien.
Yeah. Neil Blomkamp, the guy who did District 9, is making the next Alien movie. And he has specifically said, I want it to take place between Alien 2 and 3.
Okay.
But he's also issued a statement, but it's one of those things where, like, read between the lines to see the truth. He made a statement where he was like, to all the people who are purists of the franchise and like Alien 3 and Resurrection, I'm not trying to reset the canon.
Oh, that's good news.
No.
Meaning he's going to, and it'll be fixed.
Right, exactly. He's not trying to, but it's going to be an incidental side effect of this movie being awesome. They're going to pull an X-Men.
They're going to pull X-Men, restart
retcon
the whole
half the franchise.
Yup. Genius.
Yeah, absolutely. Great idea.
Yep.
The only thing I'm really interested to see is how they're going to figure out how to make that little girl, like, 12 again. Newt in the second one, because at the end of the second one, it's her, Ripley, and Hicks that are still alive in the cryopods. So she would technically still be alive.
Well, had they signed on Sigourney Weaver and everything? No?
Sigourney Weaver signed.
I know she wanted to.
And Hicks are signed on.
I know she publicly asked to be in the film.
Oh yeah. Hicks is signed on too. Michael Biehn.
Okay.
Bean, whatever.
Just gotta get a new 12-year-old.
Yeah, you gotta get a new 12-year-old. Nah, they should just use the same girl.
I heard
she's in like her 40s now. They're like, listen, we need you to reprise your role. Dude, aren't people gonna ask that it's a little weird that I'm not 12 anymore? Nah, you can still do that little terrified girl voice, right? And she'll just go,
simple plot. We got too close to it.
And then back there you go. You're in. You're back in.
Too close to a black hole. Time related. Woke up from cryostasis.
Time dilation field. Yeah.
Full insurrection. No, what was that? Interstellar.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? I haven't. We can watch it. Oh, you got things to do. Yeah. Okay. But another thing I was worried, bringing it back to what we originally talked about, was the Star Wars show.
Yes.
For Battlefront anyway, was I'm also scared about those graphics. They look too fucking good.
Well,
they're too beautiful. They're like, this is actual in-game footage, and I don't believe that's in-engine footage. It's been very heavy edited, I think.
Of course it's been edited. Whenever they say, it's like saying the movie is based off a true story. That means 2% of the movie is based on a true story. Like the sense that there was a person named Phil who knew a girl named Jackie. That's the only 2% of the movie.
And now we have a true story.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the kind of shit they do in Hollywood.
It's just another thing I'm sick of.
I will tell you something, just not to get off track.
It's still probably so good.
Not to get off track, but just something that you just made me think of with that. You remember the movie Heat?
Heat. Oh, we're going back to the 90s.
Yeah, Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. Big,
Is there a black guy in it?
Of course there is. But it was like Robert De Niro.
I mean, I barely.
He was a bank robber who had a bunch of guys. He had Val Kilmer working under him too. And the big scene in the movie was they had a shootout. They went to a bank to rob it, and Al Pacino's guys rolled up on them as they were coming out of the bank, and they had this huge shootout in the middle of the street. Well, it was just something I read last night. I thought was really cool. There was a scene in the movie where Pacino is tailing Robert De Niro, and Robert De Niro gets off an exit early, and he's like, I'm going to keep following him. And he basically just goes to a diner, and he sits down and has a cup of coffee, and Pacino comes in and sits with him, and they have like this really like earnest conversation, and like they're very
good dialogue and stuff.
Yeah, really good dialogue, and it's like dancing around it. Like, I know what you're up to, but like I can't get you yet. You know, I can't pin it on you. Like, I know you're on to me. I'm not gonna give you what you need. Like, and like they became.
And they play like that kind of.
Yeah, and they became like respectful rivals almost. Like they both understood each other. They were kind of friends in that moment. Like there was no hard feelings. Like even the end of the movie, there's a scene where like, spoiler alert. There's a scene where
you haven't seen Heat.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Heat from 1995.
Actually, probably most people haven't.
Well, go see it. It's a great movie. But there's a scene at the end of the movie where, with how the movie ends up, you see like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro are even like holding hands like a you're my brother kind of thing, like at the end of the movie.
Okay.
Well, because they did make such a connection. That was actually true story.
They made their connection like as actors.
Robert De Niro's character in the movie was named Neil McCauley.
Okay.
There was actually a guy named Neil McCauley who was a bank robber, and the same exact thing happened. And that guy, or the guy who was Al Pacino's character, he eventually, caught McCauley and everything and all this stuff. And when he was done with that, he left being a cop and he got into the production business and he became friends with Michael Mann, who was the director of Heat. So Michael Mann borrowed some of his stories.
Yeah. Okay, so it was kind of a true story.
Not like the whole thing, but some of the stuff. Like that diner scene, that really happened. There was really a moment where he sat down with the guy chasing him, and they had this conversation where they tiptoed around what was happening, but they became friends because of it. And like real,
it's like real battle of wits kind of thing,
That's really cool that was a real thing, and they didn't try to say it was a real thing. They didn't say this movie was based off a true story, Yeah. They didn't do that at all. It's just like a cool little tidbit about it.
No, they might have threw it in there.
No. There's nothing in the movie that says based off of real events or true story or real people or anything.
You want to blow up the guy's spot too and be like, "This is based on my guy's bank robbery." It's like, it's true. So it's probably better not to talk about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, they don't talk about it being a true story, but it is a true story. Parts of it. One of the other parts of the movie that was true is there's a scene where like Robert De Niro and his guys are like drilling into a vault, or they're basically setting up their heist, and Al Pacino and all his guys are in like a cargo crate, and they're like watching them on infrared cameras, and they're like, okay, we have to wait for them to get into the vault before we jump out and get them. Otherwise, we have nothing to book them on. And one of the guys in the crate sits down on the ground, and he like drops his M16 off his shoulder, and it makes him. It like clangs against the metal of the crate, and Robert De Niro's character hears it, and he like looks over, and he's just like staring at the crate, and he just walks back inside, and he goes, "Everybody stop, we're going right now." And they're going, "What are you talking about? We're almost there." And he goes, "Stop it, we need to go. We need to go." And he just calls up the whole heist, and they just leave. That's it. They just leave scot-free. That happened too. This real life Macaulay guy. They were in the middle of a heist, and he was somehow alerted to the cops were watching them, and he just walked in and he was like, "Abort, this is over, we're leaving." And they just flat out left. It's like, damn, dude, like the real Macaulay was in Alcatraz. Like this dude was like a hardcore criminal. This dude was legit.
I used to watch all those shows about those criminals back in the day.
They're really fascinating. The little tidbits.
Yeah, I used to watch a show. I think one of them was called "I Almost Got Away with It."
No.
Have you ever seen that?
I've heard of it.
Okay, it's ridiculous. It's like it's the most ridiculous people in the most ridiculous situations doing the stupidest thing possible. And the thing is, they're getting away with it.
Yeah, and it was just
these are not geniuses. Like,
yeah, it was just by like some luck of the draw.
They were watching CSI. Like,
yeah,
this one guy robbed so many banks, man. He robbed like 74 banks.
Jesus.
Yeah, no. Apparently, you could just fucking rob banks. Like, you could actually do that and get away with it for a long fucking time.
Crazy.
There's also one time though had the ink trap in the cash was fake.
Yeah.
And it blew up an ink bomb and stuff, and he almost got caught, but he didn't get caught. He dumped it all. But that was like one of the first times he almost got caught. Fucking crazy, man. I think what fucked him I think in the end was he got desperate. He wanted a big haul, and he had 2 bank employees in the vault. And he had to do something. I forget what the fuck else he had to do. He had to run somewhere else. I think those bitches
Ratted him or something.
they like got him or something. They did something.
Okay.
But there's just terrible stuff. Shooting at the trailer of the ex-lover.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
people do stupid
killing
shit.
her and then going on the run for like 5 years. It's like, how do you starting a new life as a hustler? It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is very crazy.
Some people live life way different than others.
Oh yeah. No, for real.
On a whole different level.
But Star Wars, going back to what we were talking about.
So much about Star Wars this week. That's amazing.
Yeah, let's just get to
I'm
the
like
meat and
living in a
potatoes.
kid's
The trailer is fucking phenomenal.
Which one?
The one they just showed.
All
the
of
new
them.
one.
All of them. They're all good.
But the newest one, especially, I mean, come on.
Oh,
you
that
end it with Han and Chewie just going, we're home. Like,
ooh, that looks so good.
It's so
with
good.
the crash Star Destroyers, all that stuff.
I gotta say,
only
thing, a friend made a good point to me about this, and I just have to agree with him just because I think he looked cool as fuck.
I'm gonna bring it up in the background.
Why doesn't Chewie have a little salt, pepper, gray streaks in his hair?
Oh, come on, you know.
He looks fine, man.
Yes.
He's a young stud still. I
Come
want
on,
him to be
thought you
old
were
with Han.
I thought you were an elder nerd, son. I thought you would know this. Wookiees live to be hundreds of years old.
Yeah, I know that, and we already know he was like 100 years old, man.
Right, so until he's like 600 years old, he's
little
not getting... No.
Dude, come on, they could have made
That's
him
not
a
how
little
Wookiees
gray.
walk, man.
I don't care. It would have been cool to see. I want to see that time has passed for Chewbacca as well. I don't see time passing for him when he looks like fucking Han Solo. Doesn't even look like it's fucking 20 years later. Han Solo looks like he went through the most ridiculous trial by fire ever, and he didn't really come out of it for the better. And Chewie's like, yeah, no, I'm a young buck still. I'm a young buck. I still got it. Shut up, Wayne.
Dude, it's a good one. It made me so happy. We got the trailer coming up now. I'm gonna see if I can play bits during the actual thing, but I've gotten pulled down.
Did you catch it? That was an X-wing.
Yeah. It was an X-wing.
I didn't catch that the first time.
And just the Rex Star Destroyer. I just love that whole opening scene they pulled. And it's gonna be a new planet too, so it's not Tatooine.
And that's the speeder that we saw.
That was the girl.
The girl from the first one, yeah.
Wish I knew her name.
Fucking Vader's helmet. Now, the cool thing about that is I like how it's on a pedestal, like it's being revered. You know, like it's not
He's
like.
keeping it. Well, another thing. Now, I'm assuming that's Luke, obviously, and he has a dark robe on.
I know, but see, I don't know if that's necessarily Luke because the machine work of the hand looks different.
Well, because it's so many years later, he's obviously got another hand.
I don't know.
He's also rich and balling now, I'd imagine. Things are working out.
I'm sure he's not rich. He's probably the head of the Jedi Temple, if anything.
I think he's going to be more of a rogue
TIE fighter.
I swear to God, he's
Did you see the TIE fighter in that scene with the people running?
Oh my God! What if that's Luke in Revan's mask?
Well, they said what that guy's name is. It's like, there's actually a thought that Finn. There's a rumor that the black guy Finn is gonna end up being Jedi. Because at Star Wars Celebration, fucking Han and Chewie.
Looks good, man. Oh, by the way, did you realize that was when they were flying into the engine? That's a Super Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking.
Yeah,
that looks awesome.
It's fucking crazy.
No, that's gonna be that's a DLC already announced on Battlefront, I believe.
What?
The Battle of Jakku, whatever the planet's called.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's what I heard already. I think that's confirmed. I'll double check before I'll make a note on it.
Yeah, sure.
But that's what I already heard. That's gonna be a DLC for Battlefront already. And if it's not, I'm surprised they do it anyway. That thing's gonna be loaded with DLCs.
Oh yeah. No, you know what? I don't think it's DLC. I think it's in the game though. I think it might be in the game.
It should just be in the game.
Oh yeah, you saw this.
Did you see Rogue One?
I didn't see the footage or any of that.
No.
I heard what the general idea is, that it would take place between episodes 3 and 4. And it would be no Jedis in it at all.
At all.
That's awesome. I think that's a really good idea.
Straight combat and
That's cool. I want to see some fucking clone troopers doing some good shit. Dude, I don't understand why there's not a Republic Commando movie.
What do you mean?
Republic Commando was.
Wait, which one was that? Is that a book?
Book series and
They might feed off
also a video game. Probably for that, I'd imagine. But the idea was it was like this small was basically like
game?
It was basically like SEAL Team 6 of the Republic Commandos.
Okay.
So these guys are just like special ops, hardcore, and they're all specialties. You know, one guy's like a demolitions expert, all that kind of shit. And the books were really cool, and the game was like one of the few Star Wars games that came out in that particular era that was awesome.
Okay.
It was really good, and it never got a sequel. It never got like any kind of other treatment or anything, other than they made like a few books in the series. I think they ended up with like 5 or 6.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
That's actually really good for a series of Star Wars books. Having 6 books.
Now that they're all retconned, though,
doesn't mean you can't draw upon them when you want them, right?
Right.
So.
Right. But yeah,
I really
like
wonder where they're going.
I think that.
I'm really hoping for the dark blue, or maybe a neutral blue. Neutral Jedi is really what I'm hoping for. Like more of a middle
like a
of the
gray
path.
Paladin kind of.
Yeah, the gray kind of middle kind of thing, or something.
I mean, it'd be interesting.
I don't know. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Looks so goddamn good too.
Yeah, it does.
And then it's Batman. Wayne didn't like that shit.
You didn't like the Batman vs Superman trailer?
He thought it was stupid.
You faggot.
Yeah, he said they're both friends, so why are they doing
faggot?
that?
Suck a dick.
He doesn't know the story. He's never seen any of the other stuff.
No, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. That movie.
That's such a good.
That movie is basically just should be titled Batman vs Superman, like something like the fanboy's dream or something. Like that's all that movie is. It's the two camps because people who really like Superman hate Batman, and people who really like Batman hate Superman.
Yeah.
So it's like
fight at some point.
Yeah, and like the quote that always gets brought up in like the comics and any of that stuff is it's brought up in The Dark Knight Returns, which is the inspiration for Batman vs Superman. It's Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, with one arm no less, saying to Batman, "You know, I knew it would always come down to the two of you. The world's not big enough for the both of you." And he's right. They're the two biggest personalities in the entire DC universe, and they do things completely differently, and they don't agree with each other's methods. So they get in each other's way all the time. They're friends, but they're like frenemies.
You know what tickled my nerve fancy today? It wasn't real, but it got me so excited. I have to say something rude even now. But it was so awesome. All right, so someone who makes trailers, he makes all like the Marvel vs. DC trailers.
Oh, he made the Adam West one.
Oh no, not that one. That's a whole other thing. But he made a TV clip, but with a clip of Wonder Woman in it.
Okay.
And it was just like she had a cloak on and she drops it at one point
and it like pans up.
Well, no, it's like a really nice outfit and everything. And my nerd boner was just fucking getting goosebumps. I was just freaking out. I loved it. But that turned out to be fake anyway, so that's nothing real. Right. I wish DC did that, but the whole trailer was it was leaked first, so I don't think it was. It didn't feel right to me when I first watched it because I watched both the leaked copy and
so did
the first copy. I feel like they weren't done with it yet. I feel like they probably were going to do more work to it before they released it. Because of the leak and everything, you know. I'm surprised they didn't get it out quicker actually after the leak. But
yeah. I mean, they jumped on it as quick as they could, but they took a little too long.
A little while.
Yeah, I would have thought they would have popped that out quick.
Because usually by the time I hear about it, I could find the footage that they threw up for it.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
Yeah. But I mean, and as much as that trailer, I mean, that trailer showed us a lot of things that you could start to infer, like what the situation will be, the mood, the tone, and all that stuff and everything. Probably some of the themes going on in it. But
the whole Superman
it's not
is a god and a false god.
False god, right? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. That
also, quote. I mean, the symbolism of the troops bow when Superman walks into that room.
Right.
Makes you go like, what's going on here? You know?
Right.
It's like it looks like worship almost.
Yep.
Like, he's the king.
But I mean, not a whole lot really happening in that trailer, action-wise and everything. But I think really what made that trailer the best is just that one scene of Batman in the suit on the roof staring up at Superman, and Superman looking down and him go and tell me, do you bleed? And then Superman landing in front of him, and you just hear him go, you will.
I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't. You know.
That gave me chills when that happened. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see Batman beat the shit out of him. That's all I want from that movie. The rest of that movie could be terrible, so long as there's a good 15-minute fight scene where Batman just pushes his shit in real hard.
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to tie it all together with the Dawn of Justice and bring them together and everything, and how all that's going.
I'm
it's
really
all speculation.
Worried about the movie.
I am too.
Just because they have way too many heroes that they're putting in.
No. I'm not worried about that because you could do that right, but it's just how are you going to do that with that story too? That's what makes me nervous. Though, is you're putting those extra characters in that story
that they're not.
Now the problem is we might be hoping that it's going to be the Dark Knight Returns.
Well, I mean,
the actual comic line.
As far yeah, that is the problem that we're hoping for that. But at the same time, when you announce the movie by saying
they quoted it,
they quoted the actual we're making that movie. That's when you go, oh, so you're making the Dark Knight Returns. Right? You just can't call it that because it's technically Superman 2. Like, I get it. It makes sense.
Exactly.
But if I go in and out, it's not the Dark Knight Returns. You set me up for a pretty big dick sucking. And
if I didn't get my dick sucked, I thought I was going to. I'm going to be very disappointed.
I'll be very disappointed.
Right. Which I hope they have to kill the whole thing they're just trying to do.
Yep.
And I mean, it's going to make a lot of money, obviously.
Sure.
Because everyone's going to go see it.
Right. But see,
but will they go see it again? It's a good movie.
I keep saying my problem with it is that there's too many characters. I'm
Dude,
all
how
for.
How many characters are in the Avengers? Or
No. But see, here's the thing. Avengers.
X-Men First Class.
Not
First Class. Even.
Let's start with Avengers. Right. Avengers started off by having a companion movie for each of the characters that introduced who they were and what their tool set was. And then they made the team up movie.
Yeah,
it is starting with the team up movie, but even then, it's not even that they're starting in a capacity where all the characters are already heroes. They've already said that they might not be in their hero form. So, like, Flash may not be actually Flash, but you'll get to meet the character Barry Allen, who is Flash. So, like, those things. But the thing is, they're trying to do all this in 1 2-hour, 2.5-hour movie. And all the amount of characters that they've named that are going to be in the movie is far more than in the Avengers. Like, they're like, Wonder Woman's going to be in it. Flash is going to be in it. Aquaman's going to be in it. Joker's going to be in it. Lex Luthor's going to be in it. Fucking Harley Quinn might be in it. Fucking...
Probably should be in it.
Well, no, Harley Quinn's not. She's going to be in Suicide Squad, but... Like, they were just, like, naming off people who are possibly going to be in it. Robin might be in it. Nightwing might be in it.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's actually rumor that they might be going off of the whole storyline of how the second Robin was killed by Joker. Like, that might play into it. The rumor I just read today was that what's going to get them to put their differences aside and work together or realize that they're on the same side is that they're both dealing with the loss of a loved one kind of thing. They're both dealing with, like, a tragic loss that they kind of can't get over.
Okay.
And they kind of come to terms and, like in uniting in their grief almost kind of thing. Sounds a little lame. But, like, if you figure Batman's got this whole thing going with Jason Todd, who had been killed, and he's, like, he kind of gave it up, or he's, like, he doesn't want the other Robin to help him or something like that. I mean, I could see how that could play into a whole thing where, Superman, he killed Zod, he killed somebody, he's wrestling with that, with the grief from that. He killed his species. He killed the species. He destroyed the whole city. The whole city's fucking there's a rumor that Jimmy Olsen, one of the characters who's like Superman's friend, in that whole battle that like he became paralyzed from the waist down. So there might be a thing where like his legs put up, so like he's dealing with that grief too. That's another character. So like too as well. Right, and that's the thing. You have all these characters lined up. You have to introduce a new Alfred, new Batman. And I'm glad they're not doing the origin story again.
You can do that quick, into it. You can do that quick.
But now imagine you have to do it for 10 other characters. That's the problem that they're getting. So
they're doing it in
how are you going to craft a good narrative that you're going to close up by the end of the movie while still getting into who each of these characters are?
I don't know. If I was doing it, I would just make it light.
So would I.
I would report like, by the way, there's this Aquaman dude who does also these things.
So what?
Like a news report almost, like a mention clip, a slight
but
thing.
I also
but I feel like they're gonna bring him.
But I also would have I would have taken another stab at making a Green Lantern movie or a Flash movie before I made another Superman. And I'm not even talking about Batman versus Superman. I'm talking about the fact that they made Man of Steel. That movie, they should have made Flash, or they should have made a new Green Lantern. Which, that's another rumor that's come out recently.
What's that?
Apparently, the Green Lantern they may use for the DC Universe is Jon Stewart, the Black Green Lantern.
Oh, I was picturing the Jewish comedian.
That'd be pretty funny.
Alright, I'll do it.
Bright as day, black as night.
No.
No, yeah. No, but it's Hal Jordan is like the main Green Lantern. He is like the premier Green Lantern. There have been others, but they've all been like replacements. They've all been Hal Jordan hasn't been around, or Hal Jordan lost his fucking mind. So Guy Gardner took over, or Kyle Rayner took over. But the way they're treated,
I never liked about the Green Lantern stories just in general is how many Green Lanterns are, and I never got deep in that storyline. I know my brother.
I will say they are very good.
Are they?
Yeah. Green Lantern is one of the few DC comics I actually really like.
Okay.
I don't like Superman. I don't like Wonder Woman. I like Batman a lot. I mean, obviously, I like Green Lantern a lot, and I'm trying. I haven't really started trying yet, but like I've read a few Flash story arcs that were really good.
I used to when I was a kid, I used to love Flash for some reason. It always stood out to me. But you were talking before about Green Lantern, which makes you think of Ryan Reynolds, which makes you think of the Deadpool movie coming out. Which,
oh my god! And it's gonna be rated R. It's gonna be rated R. Pull that up.
What? Yeah.
The Deadpool the Deadpool announcement thing.
The announcement thing? The announcement?
The thing with Ryan Reynolds, like in costume, where he was like, "Movie's definitely gonna be rated R." Like.
Oh, that thing?
Yeah.
Aww. But I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
I mean, the teaser wasn't rated R, but they did to like.
Oh, the leaked footage? Yeah.
Well, it wasn't leaked footage. It was test footage just to see if there was interest in it, kind of. But
it was test footage. They shopped it to Sony or Fox.
Yeah, they were shopping the idea.
They shopped it. Yeah, that's what it was for. It was a concept.
They were kind of like pushing the idea.
Yeah, it was
proof of concept.
Yeah, proof of concept. Yeah, exactly.
And it worked. And it fucking worked.
Well, that is a perfect example of internet succeeding for once. Like doing good. You did good, internet. That's a perfect example.
Props to the executive who went like, "Hey, look at this. Obvious attention here. We should do this." Obviously,
not even executive. Not even executive.
Well, someone's putting money.
They showed it to Fox, and Fox was like, this isn't what we want to do for a comic book movie because they're more for a broader audience. We don't want it. Because you gotta remember, Kick-Ass 2 was rated R, and that didn't do well.
I didn't even see it yet.
Exactly. So
I just felt like the timing was wrong on that. Like I haven't seen it online. I haven't seen it here. I didn't want to go to the theater that night. I don't know.
That's the problem, though. They think that there's no market for the rated R. So when it got back, like, sorry guys, you got to tone it down or like, clean it up or whatever. The director or cast member, whoever, somebody, probably not even in a tremendous position of power. Maybe the director, who knows? But somebody went, you know what? The only way we're going to get to make this movie, the way we want to make it, is if we show these people that there is a demand for it. So they popped it on the internet, and they're like, Internet, do your shit. Do you want this or not? And the internet answered with a resounding yes. And now it's getting made.
Yeah, and rated R too, which is very exciting.
Rated R.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait to see that.
There's no character fun here.
No. Agreed.
He's like one of the funniest comic book characters.
He really is.
So
they had it a couple months back.
Well, I had the little collection.
Well, no, they had this cool comic that was going on. It was just like a short run miniseries, like 5 issues maybe, called Night of the Living Deadpool. And it was the whole Marvel universe was like infected with zombies, and Deadpool was like the last hero left.
So and just going against them.
And the whole reason he managed to survive is he was at his place where like he gets chimichangas all the time, and he ate so many he went to a food coma, so he just sat there like passed out while the whole zombie yeah. And then he just like walks out. He's like, "What the fuck happened?" And everybody's like, "There's a zombie about it." There's like a few people left and shit, but like the way it ends up going, he gets bit. And he's like, whatever, my healing factor will ward it up. And it does. He walks into a settlement, and it's like, whatever, I can keep you guys safe and stuff. His healing factor fails, and he turns into a zombie. And he starts eating them. Except, instead of them turning into zombies, they turn into Deadpools. Yeah, so they made a sequel comic called Return of the Living Deadpool, and all it is, it's about how there's like a few settlements left, and like, all the zombies in the world are like now Deadpools. They're all Deadpools. They're all fucking insane. They just like kill everybody. They're just like assholes and shit. It's so funny.
So zombie apocalypse times 1,000 with sarcasm.
With sarcasm. Oh yeah.
Sarcasm.
It's awesome. Like Deadpool he's brilliant. He's such a funny character.
It's a good concept.
Very
breaking the fourth wall. That's just a good concept. I hope they do it well. They have to.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
I just have so much confidence in all these movies right now.
Yeah.
I hope I don't get let down.
The only one that my confidence is like is the Batman versus Superman one. Just because they have so many people in it. That's it. That's making me go into it with an air of caution. But I still hope it's going to be awesome. I still expect it to be awesome.
I'm pretty confident in the Star Wars stuff.
Yes. Very confident in that.
I'm also a little worried about the Batman and Superman stuff. I'm going to say that, not because of the characters, though. Not because they have too many characters. That can be done correctly.
Sure.
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy introduced so many new characters that we just met for an amazing movie.
This is true.
But it's how they control that and do all that stuff that I'm not quite sure about. You know what's amazing about Star Wars, though? Did you see the when they what was it BB-8?
Yeah.
They brought out the actual BB-8.
No, I didn't see that.
So BB-8's a real. That's not.
Yeah,
that's not CG.
Yeah, no, I know it's a real droid.
That's real.
I know it's real. Yeah.
It's a real droid and real technology.
Yeah.
It's a real ball rolling with the thing on top and
Yeah.
stays there with
That's
science
awesome.
and
With magnets. How does that shit work?
I have no
How does
idea.
that shit work?
But that's real.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not
shit is
CG.
crazy.
So that's how they're going with that movie, and that's how much you know me. They don't know yet, but I've been against CG and,
Yes.
and all
Oh
that
yeah, no,
puppets
CG
and,
sucks.
like realistic looking
Puppets all the way.
stuff.
And that's a beauty of. I think that movie will be great if only because they got the right people doing it. Like the fact that J.J. Abrams didn't want to do it, and he was like, "Nope, I'm not doing this because I don't want to fuck it up.
That's too much responsibility, right?
I can't be responsible for fucking up Star Wars any more than that. My career will die. Can't do that." And then Disney was like, "All right, but read this script." And then he was like, "All right, I'll direct that movie. That movie sounds awesome. That's cool. That you got a fan in there. He knows the bar that has been set. He knows what he has to do.
Disney's going to be making so much damn money.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's too big to fail.
It's
too big to fail. Disney is so rich. Disney can just
go,
go, what's wrong? You don't have enough money? Here's more money. Just take more money.
If you
Is that water?
It's water. It's like you can't. I know why George failed and what he did. He went everything again CG. He changed.
Well, yeah, that's part of it.
And it felt like the entire thing changed. You know, the world changed. It's not the same world almost because everything looked kind of so different. Almost like better technology.
Well, yeah, absolutely. The Naboo starfighters look better than the fucking X-wings. Like, not in terms of the style of the ship. Like the X-wings look cooler, but they look sleeker. They look shinier.
But just the CGI look of them. Yeah,
absolutely.
You make a real fucking model, man.
And when you make a real model, it has depth to it. It has character.
It
has the unique details. Maybe when you were painting it, you fucked up a little bit, and you didn't like. It has that uniqueness to it that gives it life, that gives it character that CG does not have. You can't have that in CG. Or you can, but it's forced. I'm gonna make this one unique by putting an L here. No, it's not. No.
No, we should take a quick break. It is a holiday after all.
It is a holiday.
It is a holiday. If you did not know. Take a quick break. We'll come back, and since we've been talking only about trailers so far, movies, let's hit some video games after this. If you still got time, I don't know what time it is.
Oh no, I got time, and we got a lot to talk about.
Oh shit! All right, so we'll be right back, guys. Part 2.
So when you play this on your computer, is that playing in the thing? You're like, I fucking made that. I'm watching it every time.
I like that beat too. I got that beat and everything. The copyright laws are such bullshit nowadays. So I did one video. I was promoting the new Guitar Hero Live. I played the trailer on that video. So they brought my video down in North America and Canada. How does that like? Why just North America and Canada?
Yeah, why not just bring it down at all? Like, just bring the whole thing down.
Well, if you're releasing a trailer to promote a game, maybe you should let everyone use it.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they're putting the trailer, they're just promoting your product.
You should probably promote
more.
You should probably talk to guys.
They're
in marketing.
giving you free promotion.
You should talk to the guys in marketing and go like, oh, maybe we should actually promote our product. Like let people make. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a big thing. A lot of people do what's it, the Let's Plays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
a lot of those get taken down or they can't be monetized.
Well, yeah, and especially now with Nintendo's rules.
Nintendo's like, I'm taking my cut. I'm getting fucking 24%, 25%, some ridiculous shit.
Yeah, Nintendo is like, no more.
YouTube's going to take 60%, so you get a nice 20% of the no money you're making before. Yeah. But,
yeah, no. I Twitch stream once in a while too, and luckily it's not bad.
That's oddly different.
Yeah, it is.
Because you could do different things on a Twitch live stream than you can on like YouTube.
Exactly.
And other services aren't as strict. So if you go to Vimeo, you can do whatever the fuck you want for the most part. And then if on Twitch, you could do copyrighted music in the background, yada yada.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Twitch is very lenient. I mean, you can just have sex on camera too if you want. That's Twitch. Yeah. Well, I think now they have it like a rigorous thing set up to ban people.
I would have thought they had that already. Was that a thing for a minute?
You would. Yeah. Oh, for a while, for like a couple months. When the PlayStation 4 first came out, like the camera didn't come with it, and people bought the camera. They were finding people were Twitch streaming and just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch this dude playing some Call of Duty. Now he's just banging some broad, and the broad's playing, and it's just like, what's happening right now?
Sometimes that happens.
Sometimes
you're like, yeah, you're playing that video game. You should be paying attention to me. Next thing you know, you're playing Call of Duty and you're getting your dick sucked. You're still getting headshots.
Of course, man.
Well, you know,
gotta get them headshots.
Get 2 headshots.
And see, that's how you make
double headshot.
That's how you make her keep going. That's how you make her keep going. You go, sweet, it's good, but I'm not missing any of these headshots yet. Like,
I'm not really.
You're trying to distract me, right? You gotta do a little more.
Just fucking lay it down afterwards. Like, match and drop the controller, just lay it down, fight. That's weird. Anyway. Why are you laughing?
I can tell you some funny stories, but I'm sure my girlfriend would not appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't want to tell that stories. Not really. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good.
What have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Bloodborne still.
Still, huh?
That game has consumed my life. I'm determined to find every little nook and cranny and secret and detail and plot fact and all that. I'm having such fun playing it.
Is it that deep of a game that has all that?
I mean, yes, it is that deep of a game. The thing with the story is, like, the story, honestly, if you want to know what's going on in the game, there's only one way you're going to get the story, and it's reading the item descriptions. There's no, like, actual like thread you're kind of following, or like somebody who's telling you why you have to go from point to point. There's none of that. It's just kind of progressing. Like you basically start the game off with them being like, oh, you came here looking for something called pale blood, right? Because pale blood is supposed to be this like rumored magical cure for like any disease. It's like, oh, you came here looking for that, right? Well, I don't know anything about that, but I do know about the blood ministrations they've been doing here. Which is they've been doing something with blood that has healing properties to it. They've been able to heal people certain things with blood. Also, apparently the blood is so like rich or powerful or whatever that it's more popular than alcohol as a drink. Yeah, people just like drinking blood, whatever.
Shit, I got mine right there though.
So the whole thing is like, so it's like, okay, well, I mean, you want to figure it out? I mean, just hunt some beasts down. Like, that's what one of the guys even says. He says
you want to figure it out, just go kill things.
He says, go hunt some beasts, he goes, and you'll start unlocking the secrets of Yharnam, which is the city.
Well, we're going to have to work on the writing, I think, on this.
Well, no, because that's the beauty of it. No, that's the thing. They want you to just go out and explore the world. They don't want anybody they don't want a quest giver with the exclamation point going, oh, hey, you need to go over to the fucking Cathedral Ward District, and you need to go kill the fucking Vicar Amelia boss. No, you don't even have to kill her. Like, there are bosses you can completely skip. They're inconsequential.
I noticed that when I saw you playing the other day, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that Ebrietis boss. You don't have to fight her. I wanted to, but you don't have to. And, like, there's lots of little things that, like, I missed on my first playthrough. Like, there's these covenants that you can get are basically pacts you make with NPCs. And they end up giving you, like, a very powerful item or something. But there are unique things you have to do. There's like a quest line for the Covenant. So like the first one I fucked up on my first playthrough is the Hunter of Hunters Covenant. There's a character named Eileen the Crow. And the first time you meet her, she gives you like a regular item, and then she gives you like a gesture. And then if you do the next event a certain way after the second boss, if you travel a certain way and don't fight any of the bosses, and go back to like where you spawned, she'll be like outside at this railing, and you could talk to her again. And when you talk to her, then she goes, "Oh, it's good I ran into you." I should
Easter egg almost.
No, it's her quest line.
Okay.
She goes, I should give you a warning. Don't go to the tomb of Odin. Don't go to the tomb of Odin.
Where's Odin?
There's a hunter there, and he's lost himself named Henrik. And she goes, but he's my responsibility, so don't worry about it. She goes, just like go away. But she's just warning you, don't go there. Now there's lamps in the game that are almost like checkpoints. A lamp, when you find
the little arms.
No, lamps.
No,
lamps.
Not the guy's arms.
No, it's not a guy. It's a lamp. It's just a lamp. There are lamps in the environment. That's how you go back to the hub, the Hunter's Dream, and into the levels. You use the lamps. The Hunter's Dream, you go to a gravestone, you pick where you want to go, and it will take you to the corresponding lamp. Well, when she gives you this message not to go to the Tomb of Odin, if you go to the Hunter's Dream and you try to use the lamp to go to the Tomb of Odin, it won't work. It tells you that it's not functioning at that time because that guy is there. So what you have to do is you have to go to the lamp that's after it, and you have to backtrack, which isn't far. You have to backtrack down to that particular lamp, and there will be a guy there, and you have to fight him. And as you're fighting him, just somewhere in the midst of the fight, Eileen the Crow will hop in, and she'll start fighting him too. And you have to be careful not to hit her, because if you hit her too much, she becomes an enemy and attacks you. And you basically both whittle him down and kill him. When you do that, she gives you another item. And she goes, well, thank you for that. You didn't need to help me. She goes, that's not your responsibility. And she says, from now on, though, you leave. She goes, you're the hunter of beasts. I will leave you to that. She goes, let me be the hunter of hunters. So, the next time...
What does that mean for you as a character?
The next part of her quest goes a different way depending on if you killed that guy, Henrik, or not. If you don't kill him, and then you proceed on to defeat a boss that's midway through the game named Rom, the vacuous spider. I know.
I feel like you're just making this up on the spot.
No.
You're the DM right now. You go, all right, you meet Ron, the miraculous spider, and he's got 3 D6 monsters.
Well, his name is part of the lore of the world too. Like that's how they do the story. The story is all interconnected in the item descriptions and little notes you might find in the environment. But if you piece everything together, it creates this larger narrative where you go, oh. I know, but that's why they have videos.
Did you read the books in Skyrim?
No, but that's not nearly the same thing. No, because no. That's all extraneous content because Skyrim already has its story told to you and it's telling you where to go. Your story comes in cutscenes and flourishes and dialogue and things like that happen naturally. Bloodborne doesn't have any of those. So some of it does, like talking with Eileen the Crow, some of the things she says, it's stuff that's like background and lore. Right. And what she's talking about being the hunter of hunters is one of the things you're finding out about the game is that the blood ministrations that they're doing, the blood that heals people, it actually started creating this plague in the city, which is turning everybody into beasts. Everybody that you fight in the game is essentially a human that's gone crazy because the blood has corrupted them, or has turned into a monster because the blood has corrupted them. It's all about how the blood has corrupted everybody in the town and stuff. And there are some people are not corrupt. It's Bloodborne. And that's why the character says, like, you're the hunter of beasts. You hunt the animals. I hunt the hunters. I hunt the ones that are corrupted, but are not animals. The ones who are still human. The ones that are still human.
Okay.
So
that's kind of a cool story. I don't know.
So if you didn't,
I don't really want to play it.
If you didn't fight,
you haven't talked me into it.
If you didn't fight the Henrik guy, you meet Eileen later. After you beat Rom, the world undergoes a change where some of the things become different. A lot of the environments become different. Enemy patterns become different. Spawns are different.
That's kind of fun.
There are some new items in some areas, in some of the older areas you already visited and stuff. But
go back to Zelda. Right
essentially, once you kill Rom and the world changes, the Grand Cathedral the Grand Cathedral lamp won't work anymore. The same thing with the Tomb of Odin. It just stops functioning. And if you go there, Eileen is there, and she just attacks you, and you have to kill her. Because at that point, she only sees you. She sees you.
Spoiler alerts.
No, she sees you as another crazy hunter. She sees all the things you've been killing, and she just sees you as you're going crazy with the blood and everything, that it's changed you. So she fights you. That's if you didn't fight Henrik. If you do, The next time you see her, same situation. You can't go to the Grand Cathedral. The lamp doesn't work. You have to run there. When you run there, you'll find her outside on the steps, wounded, and she tells you there's a hunter inside, and she tells you to kill him. And you go in and you kill him. He's really hard, and once you kill him, you get an item from him, and then she gives you an item that lets you buy like the best weapons in the game, or one of the best weapons in the game. And it's like, oh, cool little quest line, but like it doesn't tell you how to do it. It doesn't give you something to keep track of it. You just have to like
you just look it up on your phone. And...
Yeah, but I mean, like my first playthrough of the game, I did it all naturally. I didn't look at any playthroughs or anything. Like I just went through and I just played the game, and like I missed a couple of things, not a whole lot.
Yeah,
a couple. Like I scoured through that game, and like if you do, you can find everything, and like. The story kind of makes sense with what's going on and with the notes you're finding stuff. You don't have to read the item descriptions, but if you want all the finer details, it gives you a little bit more context for everything, like who some of the characters are in the cutscenes. Like there was a cutscene I watched the other night that like it's you kill this boss and there's a skull on an altar, and when you like touch the skull, it gives you a vision of somebody talking to somebody else, and he goes, "I'm leaving now." And the other guy goes, "Oh yes, I know. You seek to betray me too." And he goes, "No. But you will not listen." He goes, I tell you, I will not forget our adage. And then he walks away. And then the other guy says this thing about the blood, where he says, "We are all born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood." And then he says, "Fear the old blood." And the guy just like leaves. And then it shows a panning out shot of like from the ceiling, so you just see this dude sitting in his chair, and there's just like papers everywhere, and he says, "Fear the old blood." He says, "Fear it, Lawrence." Like that's it, and then like it cuts back, and it's like, what the hell just happened? What? Yeah, and it's just like, what? But then as you're doing it, it's like, oh, okay, that's a password you actually get. Fear the old blood is a password you get to go to another area. I'm like, oh, okay, so you go into that area. Oh, okay, like shit like that.
Is there something else about Bloodborne? You really love Bloodborne.
I really love Bloodborne. It's my opinion the best game on the PlayStation 4. Best game on the PlayStation 4. It's a fantastic game. It's a lot of fun. Playing with people is a lot of fun. Except I had this dick play with me this morning.
So you get the random people, like that's one of those game people come in and out,
yes,
right?
Random. You can. They do have a system set in where you could put like a password matching thing. So if you're trying to play with your friends and your friends put in the same password, it increases the odds that it'll get your friends, so you can play with them. Like, okay, cool. So you've honed it down, so it's not just random jackasses all the time. I can play with my friends. It's a little bit of a not simple system to do so, but you can do it. It's like, okay, that's fine. Just this morning, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go through this area. Just like it's 4 in the morning. I would like some help just to do it. It's not my new game plus. I don't care. So I was like, all right, let me summon somebody. I summoned someone. Some dude. He was chill. He helped. I'm not even kidding you when I tell you this dude ran through and killed every enemy in the area. I didn't even get a chance. Because I have not gone into this area yet, all the items are on the ground. So I'm picking up all the items. He literally was just running and just killing everything.
XP, man.
But to the extent why it was such a bad thing is because there's an NPC named Jura, who's another hunter, and he's got a Gatling gun. Yeah, and when you walk into this area, he tells you, like, don't come in here. If you come in here too far, I'm going to shoot at you.
Am I shooting
you? Yeah.
Sometimes I shoot. I don't know.
But, so the dude tells you, don't come in here. If you come too close, he starts shooting at you. If you don't kill him, if you don't climb up the ladder to the top of the tower he is on and kill him, you can go back to him and be friendly with him and talk to him and be like, hey, man, I'm not here to kill any of the beasts. He goes, oh, okay. And you don't have to fight him. He becomes your friend and your ally, and he gives you a couple of items. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, my first playthrough, I killed the fucker because I didn't know you could do that. And it's like, okay, cool. So, like, this time I'm going to not kill him just so I could see the other side of it. The other dude, because he was running ahead, just fucking ran straight up to him and killed him. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Shit, man.
And, like,
that guy has existed since the beginning of gaming. Like,
just bullshit, man. It just made me mad. I was like, really? You come into another person's game, you dictate where they're running to and all that shit, and on top of it, you don't even bother to pay attention to which way he's going. I didn't even go up the ladder. I fucking went through the door straight ahead. Why did you go up the ladder? You should have been following me.
How open was this world? Is this world? Not very open, right?
I mean, it's not it's linear, but it's not. There's shortcuts. There's backtracks. There's like dead end paths. Like there's you can explore. There's room to explore, but like you also have to remember. It's like in particular this area that I'm talking about. You don't even have to go there. You don't even have to go to that area.
We never even had to be here to begin with?
Never even had to be
never
here.
Had to start it.
Never had to start it.
Wait, you believe that shit?
It's one of the optional bosses. It's one of the optional bosses in the game.
Okay, yeah, some optional shit you can do. No, that's cool though.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. So like,
and you just finished it, right? But just more shit for you to do.
Well, no, I got to the fucking end of it. We fought the boss, and the boss fucking
fucked you guys up.
The boss, no, it was bullshit. Okay. We were doing good. We got the boss down to half health, and I had like a tiny little chunk taken off my health, and I was like, oh, that's not worth the health potion. It's too much. The health potion will restore. Like, it's not worth it. It's a waste of health potion. So I was like, whatever. So like, we're dodging around and stuff. I dodged like past him. He did some other move. I don't know if it's a new move maybe because it's New Game Plus or what, but he did some move where he grabbed me, and he like kept biting me, and my health just kept going down, and it got down to like here, like this far, and I was like, oh, okay, well it's time to use a health potion. It also gave me immediate slow poisoning, so like as he's biting me, my health is just going down from being poisoned as well. So I'm sorry. So like by the time he let go of me, and I tried to use the healing potion, I died from the slow poison. I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me! Yeah, I was so pissed, dude. I had like 270,000 blood echoes. Now they're just sitting in the boss room.
Don't even know what that means, but fuck that shit.
Experience. Oh. Experience to cash in.
Oh, that's right. And it's also currency, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's everything. It's buying your stat increases, buying your level up.
Anyway. Can we talk about something besides bloodborne? You're killing me right now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can see you're real excited about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Every day I think like I'm like, all right, maybe I'll play something else. It pulls me back in.
Goes right back in.
Goes right back in. Like, dude, I'm doing a fucking 1 o'clock in the morning pickup last night, and the whole way back, like I have
thinking about.
Well, no, I have Pandora in one earbud. I'm listening to like Queens of the Stone Age station, and I'm like jamming out and stuff. And then all of a sudden, I'm just thinking, I'm like, all right, so should I go to the Bloodstarred Beast? Should I keep? Should I keep going towards the Witches of Hemlock?
I've done that before.
I don't. But like I was thinking about it all. I do it all the time, man. All the time. When I don't even mean to. I'm like, you know what? I wonder if there's another way of getting around Jura. Like, the fuck? I just keep like, I can't stop thinking about it. The items I didn't get, like where I should do my next stat increases.
Well, I like those open world games.
Yeah.
Like maybe if I go about it a whole different way. Yeah. The freedom to do different things.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So that's the other thing too. I started leveling up one of the other weapons that you get like late game.
Yeah.
That I didn't play with my first time through just because I was almost done with it. So this game I started to roll it. Instead of having a gun in the weapon, it's now just two like short swords. It's what Eileen the Crow uses. She uses these two swords called Mercy Blade. And they're just like sweet like quick stabbing swords and shit. I just like started upgrading them. I'm like, I can't wait to like have them upgraded enough that I can actually use them.
You know more about the fucking game, so I don't even know how the skill tree is. Your skill tree is to just level up your... It's
not a skill tree. You just level up your stats.
Okay.
You level up your stats, but how you level your stats determines like how you play, and not just that. Each weapon has different stat benefits. So, like example, the saw cleaver.
Like any other game I ever played.
Well, no. I don't mean stat benefits in the traditional sense. I mean like the saw cleaver is strength. If you're building up primarily strength, it gets an added buff from that.
Yeah.
But if you put points into skill also affects how much damage you do with your weapons.
Yeah.
But so think of it as there's the scale of your attack power. There's the scale of your attack power. Now imagine that on top of the scale for your attack power, there's another chunk that they just add on. So it's a scale of 1 to 10. But then after you go, okay, so I'm like a 9 out of 10, they go, okay, but now here's another 5, so now you're a 14 out of 10.
I can't handle it. It's too much. It's too much.
That's what they do. And they have different ranks, so they get bigger benefits. So the saw cleaver has like a B in strength. So it gets a pretty sizably good chunk from having a high strength stat.
Okay.
I've been using another weapon
It
recently.
sounds very similar to pretty much every other game.
In some circumstance, probably. I'm sure you could argue that.
Stats.
You
get stats bonus. It's good. It's good gear. Congratulations.
There's the weapon I've been using, Ludwig's Holy Sword, has a B in Strength, a B in Skill, and a B in Arcane. So it's getting an added increase of damage.
What's it called?
Based on how high my Strength stat is, my Skill stat, and my Arcane stat. And they're outside of Arcane, they're all pretty high.
That's good. I works off your stats, though.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. It gives you incentive, so like it works into playstyle. So if you go, you know what, I don't like how I don't like how any of the weapons work, how they flow with swings and everything, except for the Mercy Blades. I'm going to use the Mercy Blades. Well, the only thing that they get a stat bonus from is skill. So now you've gone from playing a Vitality or an Endurance or a whatever build to playing a straight skill build, so that you can be more effective with that particular weapon. Okay. And not necessarily any of the other weapons.
I'm not getting it.
Well, regardless.
Not bad, that's cool. I'm not gonna buy it.
As for other games...
are there other games?
No, there aren't. Okay. There's only Bloodborne. But I'll talk about other games for the sake of...
Are there other games? What other games? What's coming out? Things coming out? Or things
coming out?
No, alright. So
well, Mortal Kombat is out. It's awesome.
I've seen other people play it. It does look pretty awesome. You know that? Chef parties?
Yeah, I have it. I mean, I don't know about parties, but yeah, I have it.
You should probably invite like a couple of us over. Mortal Kombat. You can't play alone.
I know, you can't play alone. It's a good thing people have online.
It's Mortal Kombat. You never fucking told us? You never invited us over?
Well, we're doing a podcast. We'll do it after. Wrap it up.
Come on, just got him off Bloodborne. It took me 22 minutes.
It did.
What? No, I really want to play the game. It's been good.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat's really good. The story mode was awesome.
I heard, and I was going to talk about this or maybe I did talk about this in the video that got pulled down in both North America and Canada. Oddly enough, where most of my viewership is. Of course. Actually have a surprising audience in both Sweden and Qatar. You go, guys. Oh, and the UK, they're good too. Of course. Yeah, but that's like America.
Little America.
Yeah, so how far are they like North America? It's terrible. Little America. A little old America. No, because I'm going to be doing a podcast with this nice British girl that's going to love that. So I'm going to talk to her about that. Nice Little America.
No, it's not Little... No, what Little America is
it's Europe.
Well, no, Little America America is all those places that people vacation at, and they're like, oh, it's so great, but it's a third world country. So like Cancun. Cancun is Little America. Cancun is where white Americans go, and they're like, oh, we went to Mexico. No, you didn't. You didn't go to Mexico.
That's not Mexico.
Yeah, that's not Mexico. That's Little America in Mexico. That's a resort that's totally like America, cut off from the rest of the third world. Yeah, no, that's Little America. That's what I mean. But the UK is not like that. UK. I like.
No, they started that.
They started America. Yeah, it's their fault.
Yeah, it's all their fault.
It is.
It's
all their fault. We exist.
You have to
talk more about Bloodborne. Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Look, no, I want to completely alienate my entire UK viewership now.
I'm not saying anything negative. I like the United Kingdom.
Being blamed for America might be something. I don't know. That's probably a good thing, right?
We didn't blame them for France. Okay.
Yeah, but they invaded France every time they could.
Yo, everybody invades France every time they could.
Wayne, why did you take apart my vacuum?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know how to put it back together.
This motherfucker.
Edit.
Alright, stop that.
This motherfucker.
Edit. Did you stop it? Like, you need to edit that out.
No shit.
Well, thank God there's nothing in it.
Can you, as soon as you can put that back together, we'll wrap this up.
Exactly.
Because I make sure it works too.
Just stand any
We are back.
Be the doctor.
Well,
He's
it's
back
Wayne back there, being a little dope fiend.
Oh, that's rude.
Edit. Jesus.
That's gonna be my new intro.
That's a great intro.
I think that's funny. I don't know.
No, I think that's hysterical. That's real funny.
Well, seriously, why are you taking my vacuum?
Yeah, right? I'm just gonna plug your stuff
No,
up
alright.
real quick.
I'm waiting for you guys to...
I don't use that part. You really want to play Mortal Kombat now?
I mean, I understand it's a good game.
I never play.
I'll tell you what it made me want to do more than anything after completing the story mode.
What? Tell me.
You know,
I want to watch the movie.
No.
Yeah, I want to watch the first
Does
one.
it feel like it?
No, but just like
Good.
no, but just dude, the first movie was good.
No, but yes.
It was bad but good. Yeah, I'll give you.
It was a good bad
movie.
movie.
It was a good bad movie. The second one was just awful. Yeah, no question. You'll get no argument here on that. No, but like, dude, I love Johnny Cage. He was always like one of my favorite characters. And the movie was like one of the best moments of Johnny Cage rocking face when he fights Goro. Dude, come on. That's the best scene in that entire movie. He plays out the whole thing from his movie.
He fucking knocks him right in the speed bags.
It's funny because the characters in Mortal Kombat, like when you pick let's say you pick Scorpion and Sub-Zero and like we're just doing a match. If we let the little intro at the beginning play out, they will actually acknowledge the other person as like, I'll finally get vengeance on you, Sub-Zero. And then he'll be like, I didn't kill your friend. Yeah. Well, one of the responses with Goro and Johnny Cage is Goro says something like I'll rip your arms from your body or something like that, and then Johnny Cage goes, didn't you break my glasses once? Because he does it in the movie.
Right,
He's like, that's funny. I like that shit.
Yeah,
I love Johnny Cage.
Good.
This game was awesome
series.
because the
so sad
campaign focused on him and his kid.
I'm so happy it's alright.
Yeah, no, it's good. They did a good job.
No,
they did a really good job.
It's a shame. It's one of those series like you shouldn't be able to mess up, but they find a way to mess it up sometimes.
Yeah, it's gone off the rails. They've definitely hit like the sweet spot. There may be some.
No, I haven't even played it yet, but just from watching the trailers of the game, I already kind of knew that.
The only problem I have with the game is the DLC.
Here we go again. Notice the theme.
For very obvious reasons. The problem with the DLC, so like you go through the campaign mode. The way it works is you start off as a character. You start off as Johnny Cage. You play you play through 4 or 5 fights as Johnny Cage that interact with like the story that's happening. And then when his chunk is done, you go to another character's chunk. The story, the way they've crafted it is it gives you a good story, but at the same time, it also gives you a chance to play as all of the characters, so that you can get a feel for so you can get a feel for how they play. So when you play versus, you can go, you know what? I like playing as Kotal Khan. I'm going to use him again.
No, we'll probably this is a DLC.
I'm getting it.
I'm working on that.
In the campaign, you fight against against all the characters. However, you don't fight as all of them. Example is there's a new character named Aaron Black, who's like a gunslinger. You never play as him in the campaign, but you fight him several times as different characters.
Because guns would be cheating in Mortal Kombat, no matter how cool your moves are. Because you really think about it, you got fireballs and like a scorpion thing on you. I got an AK-47.
Nah, he's a gunslinger. He's got fucking revolvers. He's got one like Colt action.
So they wouldn't even let him bring out the good shit.
Yeah, but so you fight against him a couple times. Now, that guy aside, that guy is a playable character on the roster. There are a bunch of other characters though that you fight against that aren't on the roster. Example would be there's a character Tanya. There's also a character named Rain. There's Smoke.
I remember Rain, Smoke.
Sindel.
Those are old characters. Sindel's an old character.
They're old characters, but they're not on the roster.
Oh, but okay, so you can't play them at all.
You can't play them at all, but you can play against them.
That's bad.
However, here's where it gets tricky.
Get this DLC.
Well, no, not even.
Really?
Before that, it gets slippery. Before that, people on the PC version of the game have found that For them to have those characters in the game as enemy combatants in the campaign means all the files for their animations and movesets and character data, all of their character data is on the game. Those characters are in the game. They're on the disc. The character of Rain is in the game, so he's in the game. And he's not a playable character. Why is he not a playable character?
Well, that's why, like, say, like, when they release a thing on PC, where I say I have, like, Rome 2, where some factions aren't released, but they're in the game. I got a mod coming out in a minute that's going to let me go through those things that are in the game.
Here's a brilliant thing with PC. That is what is showing.
Here's the amazing.
It's what's showcasing the problem. The people on PC have gone into the system files, and they found that if you just rename, like, the character Rain, if you just rename all of his files to be, let's say, Liu Kang, it would erase the character data as a character to pick.
To play Rain.
It'll be Rain with all of his moves.
Right.
You can play as that character online
and he actually has
everything.
Moves too, right?
He has all of his moves because they're all fully fleshed out, developed characters.
Right.
So why not just put the characters in the game if you already completely made them? There's nothing extra they have to do to put them in the game. Now, Tanya, though, is one of the characters. Tanya's one of the characters. Tanya's announced DLC. She's coming in the first combat pass, which is 4 characters.
So, are people playing her now, though?
Because you can edit the files.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. So
why are they fucking around? You know why?
Why? Yeah, because they just want to make the money. But it's a total slap in the face. This is the problem with DLC in a nutshell. DLC can be good.
Now, I'm going to show you this is the exact opposite of this. Game we were just playing. Remember that? City.
Bloodborne? What?
No.
Put that on. I want to play that.
Right? City Skylines. Wayne's a huge fan. Alright, it's a SimCity clone. That is everything that SimCity 5 should have been. And guess what they did? Unlike SimCity 5000, whatever they called it, or 2015.
5, yeah, it was just SimCity 5.
Whatever the fuck it is. Completely open it up to modders. Completely open that thing up. No, and so much added content is just in there, and it's working out free. Like, so there's no DLC, like, to go with. Like, people
would you really mind if I threw this?
Why are you upset?
I'm not upset.
Tell me a story.
Oh, there's no story to tell. I think you should look to your left.
These pants are still on for the most part. Most of his pants are still on. It's not hanging out yet.
Because I looked away.
It's just a white snake, man. No trouser sauce.
Little trouser sauce. Anyway.
He wants to play Mortal Kombat.
What were we talking about?
He wants to play Mortal Kombat. I don't know.
Distracted me.
Wait, did I mention the fact that people are... So
the opposite thing of the DLC.
Well, yeah, I mentioned that in Skylines, yeah. Okay, nice.
Dude, I'm just focusing on not looking at his dick hanging out his pants.
Why? Choose what you're doing.
I showed him.
Fuck up, he's my cousin. Nice. Yeah. Moving right along.
Anyway, as for other games, we got Lego Jurassic World. It's like all of the Jurassic Park movies, including the new one.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
Old Lego fan, you know that. So.
Yep, in true Lego fashion.
Okay, capitalizing on the market there.
Mm-hmm.
That makes you feel like the movie's not going to suck.
Yes.
That's another movie we're going to bring up during the movie hour.
It's a video game hour.
Video game hour, whatever.
We could talk about that another day, but Jurassic Park World looks awesome. Jurassic World, whatever.
Chris Pratt doing something.
It's Chris Pratt.
Cruising into the pack of Raptors. I can't wait. I hope that's in the fucking game.
Yeah,
it probably will be.
Probably will be. That'd be awesome. That's gonna be a whole level. Batman: Arkham Knight comes out at
it's not out yet?
Nope, end of June.
I always thought that was out, and I was just missing out.
No, it's not out yet. And it's gonna be fantastic.
I'm probably gonna get that because that's like a.
You should get a PS4 and get that.
So I've been recently just playing actually with the. What are you doing in my room? Why are you shadowboxing in my room? Shadowbox out here. Where else? He's got skills.
No, mirror. You gotta get a mirror in here.
What's going on? What's going on? And then everyone will see you shadowbox. You look good on camera. Come on, they're gonna study a little bit. Just do it a little bit off, so when they study your film.
Why are you dicky? That's all you got? Okay then. Okay, it's Batman.
No, so that's the Shadow of Mordor clone, pretty much. No, Shadow of Mordor is a clone of the Arkham fighting system and all that stuff. Okay, so me and him, we were playing the shit out of Shadows of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor is tight as fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
So I think just based off that, I gotta get out.
Oh my god.
And I already
so
knew
you haven't played any of the Arkham games?
I have. I actually only with you though. But the few times we did.
Really?
Where the fuck we did?
When the fuck did we do that?
Way long time ago, back when they came out. Like,
yeah.
way long ago. But we were there, and I played with you, and it was a great system then. It was cool. It was really awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I see how it's similar. So I'm actually kind of excited just to keep that going.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be good.
So
it's
I know
the last.
The first game was actually like a very linear game, and then they opened up to open world, right? Which one was that? Didn't they go more open worldy?
No, listen. The first game starts more linear, and like it has a fairly linear progression, but like there is a point where it does kind of open up the whole asylum to you, and you could go wherever you want, and then like you could do all the Riddler stuff.
Right, and you gotta go back and forth and stuff.
Yeah. They did the same thing with Arkham City. Like they just made it so that when you start Arkham City, the world is already like open to you, but there's still a linear path you have to go on. Like, there's still one way to get to the end.
When's that shit coming out?
June 26th. Something like that. Yep.
Is it coming out on PC same day? Do you know? You don't care.
It's not coming out on PC.
Never? Don't lie.
Never. You gotta get PS4.
It's a lie.
It's not a lie. You gotta get PS4?
I'm not getting a PS4.
Why?
I have a PC.
But you can't play with any of us on a PC.
That's
You don't
fine.
like your friends?
I love my friends.
What are you, Hagstrom?
I get all my friends. You're here right now. What? You act like you're not here right now.
Did you just call me Hagstrom?
I'm not saying you're Hagstrom.
It sounded like you were calling me Hagstrom.
You're not Hagstrom. Yeah. That would be offended to hear you call Hagstrom. They don't know. Which bunch of letter.
Yes. I do like how I get to say really terrible things to him, so long as it's in text and so long as it's a quote.
Oh, like that sweet song.
Yeah, and
you know he's gonna listen to this right
no,
now.
I know. No, I'm saying I like that he gets that. He gets the quote, and like Jack was like, "Whoa, dude, that's really fucked up to say to somebody."
Yeah, but he gets a quote, so it's actually.
No, I know exactly. That's to say, like I like that I get to say these terrible quotes. Somebody knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Plus, that's basketball. That was a fucking good movie.
I don't know why that.
You know Joey Diaz was in basketball? Yep. That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
I never saw it.
You never saw it?
Nope.
Oh, good lord.
We might have to watch
Why
it
the fuck
tonight.
we playing Mortal Kombat when we can watch a classic like basketball? You never seen basketball?
Basketball is a very
You
underrated
haven't
movie.
seen
I
basketball
highly recommend
or
it.
Orgasmo. You need to go stop the present. You like South Park at all? Like that is just.
If you like funny things at all.
Yeah, if you like comedy and having a lighthearted good time, well, Trey Parker and I think that stuff will be better.
Or do you like watching an action adventure porno?
More than White Snake.
Boy, that was name.
Delicious. Scrumptious. Love it.
Let's see what else. Big news though. I'm loath to even really get into it because this is gonna be a longer rant than Bloodborne. Destiny.
I don't think that's possible. Another game I don't play, but I know a little bit more about than
Destiny is releasing a new expansion on May 19th, known as House of Wolves. It's the last piece of DLC.
Oh yeah, I was asking you about that
comes with
before.
the season pass.
Yup. You know that shit you paid extra for, right?
Shit you paid extra for
real DLC.
It is going to include three new story missions.
Thanks for getting all those details. Huh?
3 new story missions, by the way, in a game where the story is so like non-existent that it's basically giving you 3 new activities you're going to do once and then never do again. Because they're not going to be called into question for anything.
Yeah, be that annoying thing you have to skip real fast,
Yep.
right?
There's going to be there's going to be 1 new strike, which is like an instance dungeon. Which okay, cool. I'm cool with strikes. I like strikes. It'd be cool to see it. We're getting a new mode called Trials of Osiris, which, from what I've been hearing, is apparently going to be like it's going to be a particular mode in PvP. With it just like with its own playing in that particular mode will give you like currency for that particular, like it'll give you like Osiris marks or whatever, and then Osiris marks you could turn into a special vendor to buy like special new gear. Yeah, all the crazy new exotics and shit you can buy from this guy. Like, then they're also going to have this new area.
Are you allowed just to buy that? Buy gold?
No.
No? Why not?
Okay. Then
why not just make it free?
You're gonna do
everyone buy the gold.
Prison of Elders, which is going to be the other new thing they're adding, which apparently is going to be a 3-man cooperative arena thing. From all the impressions.
Is there an arena thing already built in?
No.
So it's a new system.
Well, I mean, the way the arena system works in the game currently is if you ever do any of the story missions, you go to the point where you have to make the robot interact with a piece of technology. And then once it does that, you have to fight off waves of enemies until it's done and you beat the mission. So technically, every mission is an arena mission. Technically. Like, that's basically what they want to do with this arena mode. It's supposed to be like a wave defense, like a see how long you can go kind of thing.
Is the game really like that? It makes the game sound less fun.
The story missions, a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, it's
pretty much
coming at you and
well,
I guess, what can I really expect? I mean, obviously, it's a first-person shooter, so
right. You run to a computer. You know, you let your little
expect?
robot start hacking the computer, and then as he's hacking, he goes, "Oh, it's going to take some time." And then, oh, an alarm went off. Now there's enemies coming. You got to kill them.
Right.
That's pretty much what it does for every mission in very.
True, but I do want to kill enemies. So.
Right. But no new raid. No new raid.
No, that's a big thing in the
that
actual.
Is huge.
No raid. How big is raiding in Destiny?
There's only 2 raids, and they basically control the game.
Control the game. Like, what do you mean they control the game? I have no way. I don't play Destiny,
I know.
I have no idea
so,
how the raiding system works.
Example. The newest raid is called Crota's End. It's the highest level activity you can do in the game. In general, even putting the story missions on the highest level you can do them on, everything. It's the highest level activity you can do. You can do it on level 30, which is the normal mode, or you can do it on 33, which is the hard mode.
Okay, but that's
Crota's End is there's 4 different checkpoints. There's one you have to run through this like dark maze referred to as the Thrall Jungle. You get to the end. You have to form a bridge. Bridge takes time to form. Once it forms, you run across it. Boom, you finish the first part. Second part is there's 3 plates you have to stand on.
It's not an entire walkthrough, man.
No, I know. I'm just saying
every dungeon and thing, but
the second part is there's 3 plates. You have to stand 3 plates, it makes a bridge form, you have to get to the other side, you kill all the enemies on the other side, boom, part done.
Alright.
Third part, you go into the area where the final boss is eventually going to be. There's a wizard on each side that has to come out and you have to kill them. When you kill them, there's another thing called a Shrieker that will now be awakened that you can now kill. When both of those are dead, the doors to go inside this main room open. You go in there and there's an enemy in there you have to kill. You kill that enemy, you run out, you kill the rest of the enemies, done. Then comes the boss, you kill the boss, you're done. The thing, what they do is, so each of those 4 points where you finish a part, where you get a checkpoint, you get a loot drop at random. And the thing, you get new guns, potentially. So, like in Crota, some of the new guns are Oversoul's Edict is a new pulse rifle, there's a new rocket launcher, a new auto rifle, a new scout rifle. There's all new guns.
Yeah, everyone gets a new gun.
New perks.
Yeah.
Well, they drop randomly, so you might not get them.
Okay.
Also, at the same time, the third checkpoint is it's called Death Singer. That's who you have to kill. That particular checkpoint, that has an increased chance, along with the final boss checkpoint, that has an increased chance of dropping an exotic item. Which, exotics are awesome.
That's what you're looking for, right?
Well, those are the best weapons and gear in the game. Yes, but you can only have only have one weapon and one piece of armor equipped at the same time. You can't have 3 exotic guns equipped.
Okay.
But not only do they drop new potential guns, they also drop a set of armor for each of the 3 classes. There's a glove set. There's gloves, boots, chest, and helmet. and each class has a new version of that for the raid. Now, your level in the game.
You have a new version of that for a raid.
Well, no, in the raid. In the raid, there's.
But there is no raid.
No. I'm saying in the Crota's End raid.
Yeah, the Crota's End raid.
Right.
All right.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, I know.
We'll get to the new raid. Yeah, there's no new raid. So the Crota's End thing, the reason where it comes in is such a big part of Destiny is because your level is level 20 all the time. But you have a light level, which once you hit level 20, you can start equipping gear that has light, which is a stat. Light adds up, and it levels you up.
So it's like WoW, but actually your gear tier is actually your level.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Without getting the raid gear from Crota's End and maxing it all out, you cannot reach level 32. It's the only way to reach level 32.
Okay.
And
well, that's the best gear in the game. This is in the raids.
Right. Could become. It may. You might want to pause yourself.
That's up. Take that.
Business.
Peace. Edit.
Bloodborne.
Oh. She said their rude host didn't introduce me at all.
Oh, plug your shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, thanks. Thanks. I got nothing.
Plug your shit.
I am Mango. I'm the other half of Mango and Dice, though I haven't really ever been in any of his podcasts or anything, but
You're supposed to be.
Supposed to be. He started without me.
Somebody get it going.
So, yep, I'm Mango, and he's Dice.
Oh yeah. You know what's fucked up? You gotta move over. You're still in the shot.
I also hold on before you start talking. I'm plugging now. You got me plugging. Let me plug.
I had this great story about some dice and mango. I had a mango, and I had my my dice bag. And I was gonna be like a dice, a mango entrance. Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
But my girlfriend wanted to make like these margaritas, which were banging. So
I guess you still won.
Yeah, so I definitely is actually better. So we'll get that going eventually. Well, before we make the drinks.
I also have a Twitch channel. I play games once in a while. I gotta set it back up.
I got one too.
There was a password issue a little while ago. He's got one too.
I got one too.
My guy's name, I'm sure he'll end up putting it in a comment section or something one day, but it's
not unless you send it to me, because that's a complicated one. How do you spell it again? Go, break it down.
It's chaotic. It's Khaotic. That's it. Chaotic.
Oh, it is zero?
That's me.
I thought you did zero. So you do it different depending if it's available, right?
Yeah.
Who's that? You ever wonder who that other asshole is? There's another iSin
all
out there.
the time.
I don't want to fucking all the time. If you guys ever want to hate on somebody,
yeah.
No. I'm just kidding.
So if you look up my chaotic and it doesn't pop up, try the O as a 0 instead, because I usually try to go with the 0, but a lot of the time it's already taken. I think on Twitch it does not have the 0 though. So chaotic, the O, fine.
I'll put links below.
I'll put links below. I mean, I play lots of stuff.
We didn't get you on Twitter.
I have been traditionally a lot playing Bloodborne more. However, I am open to requests, and I have plenty of other games. I mean,
like every game.
Yeah, of everybody in our group of friends. I mean, I think unquestionably I'm the gamer, and everybody else dabbles.
He's got a thing. He's got a few movies too.
No, I got some PC shit too. I just don't play PC.
I know you got PC stuff, but I just got PC cover. I'm good.
Speaking of, did you ever beat Bioshock Infinite?
I did not.
You should fucking do that. I'm looking at it on your fucking desktop.
I could do that right now.
You could do that right now. Well, don't do that right now because you need the volume on. You need the volume on. You need to hear it.
Yeah, no.
Because things happen.
I gotta get back on Twitch, so I'm gonna do some Skyline on Twitch. I'm gonna do some.
Yeah, I gotta get on Twitter.
Sure, man. It's fun. It's fun.
You can find me on Facebook.
You can't find him on Facebook.
Probably.
Mine's iSin Gaming on everything. You on Facebook? On everything.
No. Oh, do you have a second page?
I have the fan page. I think you're the first one I invited.
You gotta show me how to do that. Because I don't have anything like that.
Yeah,
I'll show my page. Which is why I'm not telling you what it is.
We'll get one from.
We'll get one.
And you find out more about Bloodborne and whatever else fascinates its mind.
Pretty much anything revolving around video games, comics, or movies. More or less.
Cool. Anything else coming up?
It's no raid in Destiny. It's no raid.
Yeah, I know. What?
Your level is so dependent on gear.
But the thing is,
not giving you a raid.
Now,
Not giving.
is there other DLC? Has DLC been released before?
Yeah, it had a raid.
It had a raid.
It came with Crota's End.
That was DLC.
Well, I mean, it came with
but
like
it
3
came
story
with that
missions,
package,
but yes,
right?
it came with.
So there's
there was one raid. There was one raid that they
raids.
released shortly after the game came out, just because they were having some bugs with it when the game launched. So they were like, "We're gonna have to give this to you like in a month or so." And I was like, "All right, well, whatever. You're having problems with it, whatever." It still wasn't a purchase price thing. They did just give it to you because it was supposed to be in the game.
Right.
The first DLC comes out, comes with 3 new story missions, comes with a new strike, comes with a new raid. Beautiful. Comes with new armor sets, comes with new exotics, comes with new guns, comes with all sorts of cool new shit. Awesome. So what's the new one got? Well, the new one's going to have some new exotics, it's going to have some stuff, but you have to play this mode that you may not want to play. I play, like, you know Rich. Rich doesn't like playing PvP in the game, which, I mean, hey, whatever. You like what you want to like in the game. He doesn't like playing PvP. He likes, yeah, and he likes playing the raids and that kind of stuff more with us, and I'm on that same page. I like that stuff more than the PvP,
right.
But I'll still play the PvP. This is now telling me that if I want any of the new gear, if I want to increase my level past 32, if it's available, I have to do this new Trials of Osiris mode, which is rumored to be a PvP mode. Why do I gotta be locked into doing that? I don't want to play that mode. You're forcing me to play the game the way you want me to play it.
Enough nubs and you'll be in.
That's not the point. That's not the point. Because a lot of the game with the loot system, essentially how it works is it's all about perseverance. If at any point in time you back off,
that game is definitely about perseverance.
It's all about perseverance.
I never watched anyone play Destiny. It was about perseverance.
But that's the exact
same shit over and over again. You gotta persevere.
But that's the exact problem they're gonna have with this Trials of Osiris mode. It's not about being skillful. It's not about being rewarded for skill. It's about being rewarded if you just fucking sit there and just do nothing but play. It doesn't matter how good you are at it. The raids, it matter. You can't do it with somebody who doesn't have the right gear. You can't do it with somebody who sucks at the game.
You know what? I'm playing a game right now. Sorry to burst your Destiny bubble.
No, it's okay.
But if you got a PC and you want a free game, there's a free game out there that is, I think, pretty broken and pretty awesome. In the same boat.
Well, okay.
Alright, it's called Heroes and Generals. It's basically a World War II first-person shooter.
Okay.
It has a more grand scale. So once you progress to level of general, and I mean you gotta like invest some time to get to that level, it opens up a strategy map to you where you could involve like putting your like you get a deck of units and you like get to move it around the map kind of
stack them up and shit.
And that like so if you're attacking this section with airborne units, people who progress their rank into specializing in airborne get to go on that mission.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So like airborne, they'll get to go behind enemy lines to do a mission and like redirect your forces. They take a lot of shit, right?
Okay.
So it's like an actual. It's all like early access first person stuff. It's a team out of Europe that are really just like kind of scraping it together, doing what they can. It's not a perfect game, but for being a free game, it's a damn good game.
Free's always a good price.
I mean, free's a good price. It's getting better as they do it.
Considering
however, though, the development team has not been on point as I would like, or they don't communicate as much as I like other teams that communicate. Like they don't talk enough to the fans about what they're doing. I wish they did
not enough transparency.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a lot of games these days.
Yeah, but no, it's just a nice. It's free. It's like it eats my time.
Well, you know, it's a great free game.
What is a great? What is a great free?
Do you? What is the answer to this question?
Are you gonna say Marvel Heroes?
Why, yes, I was.
Why would you say Marvel Heroes is great? Wait, it's free?
It's free.
A free game.
It's free.
No money.
If you don't want to.
Well, first of all, why aren't they paying us? Second off, well, because I'm gonna say some good shit about it, because that is a good game.
It is a good game.
I know I don't play it. I don't. But it's a damn good game. Are you okay? You alright?
Yeah, I thought I heard somebody talk. I thought I butt dialed someone.
He's so stressed out with the work thing.
So stressed out.
He's gotta relax, guys.
It is currently
Don't worry about it.
8:15. I have to get up in 6 hours for work.
Right, and you had. When did you get up today?
11.
11.
I went to bed at 6.
Went to bed at 6. Oh yeah, it's that late night thing. Yeah. Work is a bitch, huh?
So you were gonna say some good stuff about Marvel Heroes.
Oh yeah.
Despite you don't play it.
I don't play it at all. At all. But it's a really good game. It's Diablo 2.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much exactly it.
It's Diablo 2.
It's Diablo 2. It's made by I think
Just
the guy's
a great
name is David Brevik.
All-time awesome game.
But it's literally the team that made Diablo 2. So I mean, it is Diablo 2.
Plays the same way.
Yep.
They reworked it to what you told me a bunch of times.
They've reworked it a bunch of times.
They
keep going back and relooking at things. This is not like a project that they've like put out and they've just dropped it. They've been keeping up with updating it and trying to add more stuff to please the community, add new characters. They're constantly adding new characters. They got a bunch of new ones. I mean, Nightcrawler is probably
a new character.
Nightcrawler is probably one of my favorite characters, and he showed up like 6 months after the game launched as a additional character. You could either buy with real money, or you can, if you had enough shard Eternity Splinters that you build up through just playing the game, you could just buy them.
Okay.
So I had enough splinters saved up. He was like 400 splinters. I just bought them. There you go. New Nightcrawler, new character. Played him, got him maxed out at 60. He's fucking phenomenal.
It really is a fun game. It really is. You should play it. I know.
I need somebody to play it with. That's the problem.
I've got so many other games I want to play.
So do I, dude. Do you need me to tell you about Bloodborne again?
No, actually. In fact,
alright.
If it would get you off Bloodborne, I might do that. Can we stream that?
Marvel Heroes?
Twitch it. We'll Twitch it. We'll Twitch it out.
Marvel Heroes?
Yeah.
Probably could, yeah.
I've never seen that up on Twitch before. How come?
I don't fucking know, man.
Some Star Trek Online on there. Again?
Yeah, again. I'll be right back. You keep recording.
That's it. I'm done. I'm calling it. Edit. Edit.
There was a 4:30 job, and she goes, "Oh, he just called and changed his time to 5 o'clock." Okay, do you remember when I said I didn't want to deal with the traffic? Well, yeah, I figured this would be better. To dealing with the traffic, yeah.
Not better at all. Yeah.
You know what time the traffic starts? 6 o'clock. Yeah. Well, the pickup would be at 5.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's rough.
And I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna take a shit. There's gonna be another dude jacking off in the stall next to me.
Fuck. Just because you're jacking off in the car, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, that's what you think. You think you're better. You think
you're better.
I don't.
Just because I jerk off in a nap or a Wendy's bag in the car.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
In a
Wendy's bag. Greasy and shit.
I know what the fuck you're doing.
Don't act like you're better than everyone there.
Because you masturbate in the grease.
That's so gross. God, that would be terrible to do this. All that grease.
Just the salt just rubbing against it from the fries.
Oh!
Turn it up, but you don't care.
Oh, no, that hurts.
You stopped caring a long time ago. To be where you are now. Think about the guy in the bathroom stall. How low did his shit get? Or like, how long do you have to travel before you just can't hold it anymore?
That's what I'm saying, man.
Because
that's what I'm saying.
I know at some I know at some point you just gotta be like, it's coming out.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know how much I got to fucking fly around the world without it coming out,
but yeah, you should play Marvel Heroes, and we should stream that shit. I think that would be a great game for us to tag team and stream.
Yeah, I think we could do something like that.
I'm pretty sure we can.
I like that idea.
I like that idea a lot. Who would you like to play? See, here's the one thing I would advise with that game.
How do you know how it works anymore?
It's a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
When you I haven't played it in a while either, honestly. So
Okay.
I'm not sure what changes they may have done to the starting system at launch and for several months to a year afterwards, at least. At launch, for like a year afterwards, at least, they had it set up so that what you would do is you would pick a character at the start. It gave you like a small little stable of characters to choose from. It gave you 5. I know last time I had checked, they had changed it up to like 9 characters, some of which are even like really crazy good ones, like Captain America or Rocket Raccoon, shit like that. Yeah.
I forgot what characters I left with.
Initially, the characters you had available.
I definitely had Daredevil, obviously, because he was a starter.
Were Daredevil, Storm,
because
Thing,
everyone got Storm,
Scarlet Witch, and Hawkeye.
Yeah, everyone I don't want.
Right. Well, those were the 5 stars. They're not anymore. Like they may still be part of it, but like that's what I'm saying.
That's like everyone I got though.
Now on top of it, they have like Captain America, they have Rocket Raccoon, like they have other characters. Colossus, the starter. But here's the way they did it. So it used to be you would finish the tutorial, and then you would get an item that would give you another one of the starter characters at random. It could even give you the same character, which you would then use to upgrade that character's ultimate. But it gave you one of those characters at random. Then they changed it so that you would get a number of eternity splinters equivalent to the purchase of a character. Now it's much different. The starter characters, if you were to purchase them from the vendor, they only cost 200 eternity splinters.
Goddamn tomfoolery.
Jesus.
Bullshit.
Edit. But so the characters cost either 200, 400, or 600 eternity splinters. Hold on.
Not paying them.
The 200 eternity splinter characters are all the ones that are the starters, or were the original starters. Those 5 I mentioned. The 400 are pretty much the rest of them. The 600 are ones that they acknowledge as kind of like not necessarily top tier characters in terms of their powers or anything like that.
Popularity.
In popularity. So Iron Man is one, Hulk is one,
Doesn't have
Spider-Man.
to be good, but just because you want him.
Granted, he is good, but yeah, I think all the ones that are at 600 are. That's besides the point. Whenever they release a new character, they're 600 at least to start. They may go down in the interim months, but they start at 600. So what they do now is, so like, let's say you picked Daredevil as the starter.
You know what? Fuck this whole thing. Wait, we'll get back to this in a minute. I want to talk about this. No, come on. Have you watched it?
What?
Daredevil.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes. It's awesome.
Only 2?
Yeah, I've been watching with
come on.
I've been watching with dude, I haven't had time. I've been working like a fucking retard.
I know we've interrupted the fucking podcast 3 times now. That's fucking
true.
I might add it.
Well, before we even talk about the show's awesome for what I've seen so far. That hallway fight scene, fantastic.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
We'll talk about that. I want to talk about that.
So let's say you picked one of the original starters, Daredevil. Daredevil only costs 200 splinters. So you finish the tutorial. Now instead of getting another character token at random, you get a number of eternity splinters equivalent to like what you didn't pick. So you get 400 splinters. Captain America is a 600 splinter character. So if you pick him as your starter, you don't get anything for finishing the tutorial. But you also started with like a more legit character.
Right.
So it's like, it's that kind of...
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit more play with it. The other thing, though...
How are you going to treat me as a returning character?
The thing that I would say, though...
Is having a refund looking at me?
Hold on. The thing that I would say that's a very... I think is something everybody should do if you're going to play the game, is... do the tutorial, pick a character that you like from the starters, from what's available and everything, and then look at the roster of characters, and if there's a specific character you like me, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. So Spider-Man was like, I am buying that character, I don't care.
Oh, Marvel, MCU. Oh, I hear you.
So happy. But what they need, what you should do is, so like, I like Spider-Man, he's not one of the starters. As soon as I started the game, I just paid. It was like, oh, how much is he? He's $15. Boom, done.
But it's a free game, so I don't.
It is a free game.
I don't mind.
You can earn it. You can earn it. You can absolutely earn it. But the thing is,
I don't mind spending money on a game that's legit if it's free. Like if they're like actually giving me a game that's legit, and I'm spending money on. Very few games have done this, but like games like PlanetSide 2.
okay,
You know, like that mass multiplayer.
yeah,
shooter one.
yeah, and it's all free.
All free.
Yeah.
All free. One of those games I would totally justify free money, like actually paying money just to support some shit I like. You know what I mean?
I could understand that. The way I looked at it with the spending money thing is, I looked at it as, I like this game. I really want to support this game. I am willing to, because it's free, I am willing to spend up to the cost of what a game would cost for this game. No more, not a penny more. I will spend that. Just because I will give it that support. So what I did was, when the game was still coming out, it was still in beta and everything, I pre-ordered the Avengers pack, which was $60. But it came with Captain America, it came with Iron Man, it came with Hulk.
The Avengers, right?
Well, that's the thing. The next one is kind of the like,
No
what?
Thor?
No Thor. They gave you Miss Marvel.
What?
Yeah, as the fourth one. Kind of weird, especially because they specifically have their movie costumes in this pack.
There should have been like a signature. We will get you Thor later on,
But see,
when we can.
It makes sense why they didn't put Thor in, because that literally would have been giving you like all the 600 Splinter characters. They would have been giving you all the top tier characters in one pack for the price of any of the packs. So Thor was in his own pack. But that's the thing.
Then make it 75.
Well, here's the thing.
65. Something more.
So that was the 4 characters it came with. On top of it, you pick your starter. For me, I picked Hawkeye, and then I got Thing. So that gave me 6 characters at the start of the game.
Oh. One of the things we gotta talk about is that we never even mentioned that Fantastic Four.
I didn't watch it because I don't care.
You didn't even watch it?
I don't care. Dr. Doom is a blogger. I don't care.
He looked badass in the clip.
Yeah, because they had to make him look badass because he's a faggy little video blogger.
Yeah, he might be a badass motherfucker. What face of shit?
No.
What if Nikola Tesla was a member of Anonymous? And
Listen,
just went with fucking crazy with a whoop.
He wouldn't be a blogger named Doom.
Tesla?
No.
He was in love with the pigeon.
That's true.
Alright, come on. But probably not true. Maybe true. No.
So I bought that pack. I got the 4 characters. I got the 2 for starting the game. And then the other thing with that pack was, because you do it before the game came out, it also gave you, it was like, oh, here's also 300 G, which is like the in-game money that you spend cash on.
Go G.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's like, yeah, you get 3,000 G right off the bat for that. For pre-ordering it, for supporting the game before it launches. Cool. Mm-hmm. With that 3,000, Spider-Man cost 2,000, so I bought Spider-Man. And then I saved the other 1,000, and then when Cyclops came out, I've spent $5 on the game to get like another 600 G, and because Cyclops was 1,200 out of 1,000,
that's good money.
And I spent $65. That's it.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. And I don't regret any of it. I don't regret it. I got everything I wanted, and then they implemented a system where it made it easier to get heroes. And before that even happened, I got a bunch of heroes before they even changed it. So like, I have a majority of the characters I want. The only ones that I want going forward are ones that they're releasing. So like Nightcrawler, they released. Cool. I had enough splinters for him. I bought him. They released Star-Lord. I bought him.
Oh, Star-Lord's in it?
Star-Lord's in it now too. They
good.
Released Venom. I haven't played in a while. If I play again and I get the shards, I will buy Venom. Same thing with Magneto and Juggernaut. I'll buy them too.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice additions.
They added lots of new good characters.
I mean,
and, like, they keep doing it.
Yeah.
They keep doing it. I got Moon Knight, like everybody.
Oh, I'm almost excited.
You should play it, man. I'm telling you.
That's all
and dude, and you know what? And you know what? Start a new account. That's all you do. Start a completely new account.
Is that what I gotta do since I have an account now with characters?
Yeah, it'll give you a fresh pick.
More.
It'll give you a fresh pick.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I'm sure you don't.
Unless they redo them.
They have been redoing characters. There have been lots of. I know since
I remember both those characters were both
they keep doing these things called level 52 reviews, where they will take a character specifically and they'll like, look at Hulk and they'll do his level 52 review and they just review all of his skills and like how they work, their effectiveness, their damage output, like any knockback effects, anything like that, and they like retool everything to bring it more in line with like how they think he should play.
Okay.
They do that a lot. They did that with I know there was a big one that my friend actually got into the like forum room or whatever, the special like chat room setup where you could talk with developers, and he actually was like a big contributor to getting that review because he loves Wolverine and he was like, you guys have been fucking him up. But yeah, Daredevil, especially at launch, was not a particularly good character.
You're right.
And who was the other one you had? Storm?
Yeah, everyone got Storm.
Storm was really good.
Storm was
a glass cannon.
Storm was bad, then she turned into a glass cannon, and then I don't know what happened.
And then she was awesome.
Is she awesome now?
I don't know. I haven't played it in a while. I don't know how anybody is right now. For all I know, they could have fucked up Hulk. I know at the point where I stopped playing, they were like, yeah, in the next month we're gonna do Hulk's level 52 review. And I was like, oh, that'll be cool. And then I just never went back to it.
Oh, I'm just looking at my desktop now. I got the betas down there.
Yeah, I know. I see it.
I'm looking at
I've been seeing it the whole time, man.
Do you know what games piss me off?
What?
Guess who developed it?
Do I get a hint? EA?
Hey, you got it! Oh, wow.
Which game? Dragon Age Inquisition?
No.
Mass Effect 3?
No. Actually, it's Battlefield 4, actually.
Yeah, I've heard that has a lot of problems.
Yeah, I couldn't log into Battlefield 4 anymore. I just couldn't, like...
Did you get banned?
I don't know. I'm sure there's some kind of fix somewhere. But guess when this just happened?
When Hardline hit?
Yes! Isn't that weird? That's just so weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little weird to me. I don't
really convenient.
Isn't that weird? Like, I don't know. I want to play Battlefield maybe? Let's play this new one. I don't know. Is that a coincidence? I have no idea, but it kind of pissed me off.
Yeah. No.
Just because I wanted first, but that's how I found Heroes and Generals. So, we're all good again.
Fair enough.
So many good games on the background though.
I have so many good games too. Just, on the shelf.
I know. Unwrapped.
Some of them are
not even played because you're sucked up in this bloodborne.
Maybe.
Bullshit.
It's true. I even got Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, for PS4, and I haven't played it. I haven't even played it because I've been like, nah, fuck it, I'm playing Bloodborne. It's like,
I'm going to find out the exact number of... No, because I have it too. I got it, and I want to see exactly... I'm having trouble getting into it, man. I'm 25 minutes.
25 minutes?
I'm in 25 minutes, and I was just like, I'm done. I don't want to play anymore.
Like, were you dying a lot, or you were just like, I don't care?
I don't know where I'm going. I don't care where I'm going.
Well, that's how the games are. They don't hold your hand.
Oh,
they don't hold your hand so much that they're kind of like, fucking figure it out, faggot. The fuck?
I know. I felt it. So I was just like, I got some mods in City Skies, man. I'm gonna play that shit for a little bit.
I mean, as far as I know, for
my God, Total War Tiller stole my life. There's just weeks of my life. I don't remember putting those hours in that game. If I look at my hours in that game, I go, oh my God, that's disgusting. Considering that it was only released so many hours ago, if you put that percentage like next to the other one, oh my God.
Yeah.
That was a good game. They fixed it.
You got a bunch of good games on here.
Alright.
Hotline.
Didn't they make a new one?
Yeah, the second one's good.
Is it?
I'm not sure which one I like more, because the second one, they've like tried to give it more story, especially story that makes sense.
Who needs that?
That's not even the problem. I appreciate the fact that they're doing the story element to it to try to like make it have more cohesive sense. Like that's fine to me. The problem I have with that is because they're trying to do that, it follows a stricter narrative. And because it does that, you play as a character on a given level. As opposed to the first one, it was you pick a level, you pick one of dozens of masks that have different unique effects that alter the way you play. In this, it's like, well, no, you're playing as the writer. The writer just plays one way. Okay. It's a writer level. You can't play as anyone but the writer. you have to play as the writer, and the writer plays one way. And the way the writer plays is he won't shoot anybody.
That's the way he has to play, or
he
doesn't play that way.
No, he won't. What I mean is, if let's say there's a guy who comes around the corner and you punch him and he drops his gun, if you pick up his gun, you will unload all the bullets from it and drop it back on the ground. He will not use a gun unless.
But will he beat you to death? Like,
no. The thing is, he's knocking people out because he's just a writer. However,
he's Batman. He's just Batman.
There's the thing where you can knock people on the ground. You can do the executions where you like punch them in the face.
So he just goes to sleep.
Hold on, no, listen. You know how you do the execution things where you get them on the ground?
No, but I know how to just. Well, I agree with you.
Yeah, and so they're like
Trust
laying
me,
on the ground.
I'll look up some video. I'll figure it out when I'm watching.
With him, when you get on top of them, instead of it just being like, oh, you hit X and you bash their head in and they're dead and you get back up. Instead of that, it's you stand on top of him and he goes, wham! And you can just keep going.
You just keep punching him in the face.
And the screen gets redder and redder. And if you do it twice, now he will kill everybody instead of knocking them out.
I don't know if that's right.
It is right. That's how it works.
Not right.
But
not right.
That's the thing. It's like so it encourages you to play this non-lethal style to the game, and like that's fine. But like I want to shoot guys in the face with the guns. Don't tell me I can't do that. The other problem with 2 is that he made the game bigger in every sense of the word. The story is bigger. There's more characters. There's more space. Likewise, the levels are bigger.
Yeah,
and I don't mean
way bigger.
And I don't mean bigger as in like you go up floors, like there's a lot of floors. I'm talking like you have like a huge open area with a few buildings, and like you'll get shot from across the screen and you can't even see who shot you. Even when you're using the zoom or the I don't even know what the fuck to call it, the zoom function, I guess, to like look around the map.
Scope?
No, it's not a scope. It's not a scope. It's just you can make it so the camera like stretches out from your character and you can kind of see like what would be up here. But it's not your normal view. When you let go, it just goes back to where you are. Oh. So like it only has so much range. So like you'll be looking, and you're like, I can't see anybody over there. So I'll go, and then as you start going, you'll get shot because there's a dude way up here that you couldn't see. Even with it being stretched out all the way, it's like the levels are just too big. You made them way too big. I'm all for like making them big, but like this is like if I'm gonna get a good rank on this. I literally just have to memorize it as opposed to just trying again.
I love my big fucking map stuff.
No. But big fucking maps in a lot of games are good for lots of reasons. In this game, it is not. Because it basically, like, if there's only this one little thing that gives you any kind of cover from getting shot. And in order to draw the guys to it, you walk around the corner and they come at you. And you kill a bunch of guys right there, and you're like, okay, I cleared them all out. Now if you walk around that corner and you immediately get shot, it's like, who the fuck shot me? I don't have a chance to kill that guy. I can't get close to him because he has a gun. If he hits me once, I die. What am I supposed to do?
Why are you looking at my screen, dog?
I don't know, man. I'm sorry. You're distracted.
Come on. I'm sorry.
I mean, I love Hotline Miami 2. It's really good. It just... It has some issues. That's all, and it's just flaws in the design. It's good. Yeah, the first one's fantastic. The second one is good too. There's some cool stuff. It's trippy. As
long as it's like along the same lines.
There's good music. I mean,
Hotline Miami is like
some of the characters are really cool.
It's one of the same things you just like.
Yeah.
As long as it goes along the same path.
I will say this: as much as you don't get to pick like different characters or like different masks or anything, the levels where you do get to pick different masks, some of the new masks are fucking awesome. Yeah. One of them is a bear. His name's Mark the grizzly bear. His ability, he has 2 guns that he dual wields, and if you hit L1, which is normally the throw button, he normally runs around like this shooting, but if you hit L1, he'll spread them out. So you can just
you get a sideways shot too.
Yeah, so like I picked him for this one level, dude. There's like a huge hallway and there's just dudes all over it. I just spread out. I run down the hallway and I just mow everybody down.
I gotta be watching Let's Plays of dudes doing that fucking good. Why am I not watching Outlet Miami 2?
Yeah. There's also the Swans is a new mask. It's 2 characters. It's not one.
I got a deep question. Okay. Deep, gainer, question. Okay. Sip your water. Enjoy yourself. So why is like games like League of Legends and Dota? Why are those the games the world is fucking?
I don't know.
You don't even know, right?
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't. It's not skill based.
Not even that. It's just like it's just like it seems like the simplest. I never played. I'm sorry, guys. I know everywhere you guys are out there.
Don't
The
get
fans,
it.
the people. Who
I
play.
tried playing Dota 2 like once, and I was like, okay, I get it. I get how it works, but like,
Yeah, your ex-roommate was real into it.
it basically came down to
League of
if you
Legends
wanted to be
is
good at it, you just had to, not even just play it a lot. You had to know everything about the game. You had to know what each of the characters were, if they were a tank, if they were a carry, a support.
Sure, but every game's kind of like that.
No, not to the same extent.
No,
No,
I mean, you gotta know that in every game you play.
No,
dude, I play a real-time strategy game called Air Land Battle, right? War game, Air Land Battle.
Yeah.
Right now, Red Dragon. Why I have to know the difference between literally almost every nation's army on the globe.
Okay.
You know, well, and their tanks, their defenses, like how that works, how that works compared. Like I'm talking thousands of units.
Now this is a real-time strategy game.
Yeah, it's an
okay. Dota started off as a mod of a real-time strategy game, so it makes sense that they have the same pattern of play.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
Like I'm able to realize
real-time strategy games.
Thousands of units of this game.
Real-time strategy games have the same playstyle, yes, but like a good example I'll give you, not to bring it back up, Bloodborne.
You brought it back up, you motherfucker. What the fuck did we talk about in the edit? Edit! No, listen, this is the last time.
Listen,
we're gonna,
there are two.
Go back.
There are two stats in Bloodborne. I have no idea what they do. None. There's 0. 0.
How many hours have you put in the game?
Tons.
I know.
But nobody knows what they do.
What are they?
It's the Beasthood stat, and it's the Discovery stat.
No idea.
Who knows?
Leave it in the comment section below, please.
Wait, hold on. Discovery
says the squinty-eyed alien.
Discovery, what it says in game is it says that the higher your discovery, the more likely a body will have an item on it when you kill someone.
Yeah, so it's like your loot factor, it's like your luck factor in some games, right?
But I've fucked around with it, and I've seen, at least in my experience, I've seen no direct correlation to that whatsoever.
It's like, is it like Magic Find? Back in Diablo,
kind
too?
of.
Right? Isn't that the idea?
But it's not even in the sense of like you'll find good items. It's a sense of like you'll find you'll find an item.
Well, I would imagine that would affect your ability to find.
Well, like I said, I've increased it.
I don't know how they do it.
There are ways you can increase it. There are runes and things like that you can use to increase it. I've increased it a fair amount, and I have not seen it do anything. Like I have not seen it make a significant increase in loot drops.
Okay.
I mean, if it's like 2 more bodies per every 3 hours, that's not a big deal.
I remember people getting geared out back in Diablo 2 for Magic Find. And they'll have a 15% extra Magic Find. And that's it.
Yeah, and that's not enough.
And no, but they would get way better gear than you would.
Well, yeah, because they had 15%.
But would you really notice if you didn't know? Like, would you really notice?
But that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm the 15%
Especially if you
person.
do it slowly, too.
Here's the thing. I'm the 15% person. I'm the person who has been actively seeing how you can upgrade
you're at the team.
And
you're at the
upgrading
peak.
it, and it's not doing anything.
We got a couple more DLCs before you get to the real peak of anything.
I mean, that's far down the line. They haven't announced anything or shit like that.
Stop. It's already in the works. It's coming.
I'm sure, but
you know there's DLC for
the
it.
Beasthood stat now. There is something that
Does
it does
relate
that
to anything? Is there at least animals in the game? Do you have like a beast?
Well, yeah.
Summon things.
The thing with the Beasthood is that there's a temporary transformation state where you have to have so many items and your Beasthood has to be so high. However, everybody is looking at the Beasthood stat and is going, there's got to be something more to it than that. And all the trailers and everything they showed, it looked like there was more of like a real transformation you could take. So will that play into
I'm
it? So
gonna
people
have
don't
to
know.
pull
But
his dick out.
currently,
I'm gonna have to pull
nobody
his dick out again.
knows entirely.
I need more white snake.
What
More white snake.
nobody entirely knows what Beasto does. Or
Yeah.
Discovery.
It releases the white snake. I can summon it for you. My beast dude, I talked to the summoner.
But my
He
point,
can fucking come out here with a white snake.
Look at Mario.
He's
Alright,
getting
alright,
ready.
alright.
He's rubbing it up. You gotta pump it up. You know what I mean?
Let me give you another example then. Look at Mario. Did you ever play Super Mario Bros. 3?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
You remember how you could get the flutes?
Yeah.
Okay. What if you didn't know about how to get those flutes?
If you didn't know, you gotta find it one day, right?
You just find it one day. But you don't have to know where the flutes are in order to beat the game. You don't have to know that you should save up your P-Wing from the first castle all the way till the end of the game because it'll help you get through it faster. You don't know those things. That's what I mean by not knowing everything in a game. Dota is one of those games you have to know everything. You can't say, "Oh, I don't know what the flute does." You have to know what the flute does.
Wow.
Or at the very
The
least,
other thing with
you
those
have to
games
know.
is they go to an extra level. Like those
That's
games,
true too.
that's like those games are put on a pedestal. Where if you want to be considered being known or even talked about, you have to fucking definitely know everything.
The other thing
Like,
about
you
those
have to
games
fucking
I
be
don't
deep
get
in that game.
is
But it just seems like a simple.
a match could be
Bad game.
decided after 5 minutes, but you still need to play for another 45 to finish it. But it can be decided. It can be very clearly decided. And
That's
you
true.
and like you can be on that losing team going, I can't leave because if I leave, Steam punishes me for leaving and I get negative rep or whatever.
Oh, is that true?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you can't rage quit. You're supposed to stay in the match. They want you to stay in the match.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because in that game I play,
But in Dota 2, it's a game where if you're losing, you're literally just going, the next 45 minutes to an hour of my life is literally just a waste of time. I get nothing for it. There's no benefit. There's no incentive.
Right, so in that real-time strategy game I play, alright, this is the company that's making the new Command & Conquer, by the way.
Okay.
It's not a Command, actually, no, they're not making Command & Conquer, I'm sorry. They're making something very similar, called Age of Aggression, which is going to be a scene sequel.
That sounds kind of like an age in which there might be conquerings. Perhaps even commands.
Perhaps we'll have to let time tell us, but we'll see in the future. But they also have a game out right now that's actually way more realistic, like the one I've been playing.
War game, right? Red Dragon, right? I see it right there.
Right, I love that game. I spend way too much time playing it.
Really? It sounds kind of familiar. You want to give me shit again about Bloodborne?
It's definitely not as bad as Bloodborne.
You're right. Bloodborne's much better.
No.
Absolutely.
Dude, it's probably the best one of the best real-time strategy games I've played.
And Bloodborne is probably one of the best
Now, see,
action
when I
RPGs
originally
I've played.
found this game, I wanted to play it, I'm like, oh god damn, I need a Command & Conquer game, so I found that game. The game's way different though, because it's way more realistic. Like, it's based off realistic stacks of realistic shit. I don't know, man.
Everything else is based on realistic stats.
Tell me the truth.
You lied to me. I did.
Edit! Edit! No, it's a good game. Oh, what else?
Yeah, there's
Maddie played it for a minute.
Yeah, Matty plays everything for a minute, and that's about it. He played it and made you sad? Oh, why? Because he was terrible?
Stop playing.
Oh. Yeah, stop him playing would definitely...
It's complicated. It's just a hard game to learn.
Sure. I'm sure it's not as hard as, like, Eve. You ever try to play that shit?
Oh.
Eve Online should really be called Menus, the MMO.
No, no. This is the best way I heard Eve described after studying it. Do you want a second job after your job? Play Eve Online.
Yeah, no, that sounds alright.
When you could have a fake corporation job and a corporation.
Yeah.
Like,
you could be a fake corporation worker.
Though it is cool. Like, when they had that epic battle, that was news. Come on, you remember that? It was probably about a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah, the huge, like $1 billion spaceships getting destroyed and shit.
Yeah, like they're like millions of dollars of people's money being wasted in a an online battle that was so big, like most people couldn't run on their computer. It's just frames.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah, it was
chunks.
killing people's computers.
Yeah.
Yep.
So unless you had,
Oh yeah. No, my
there's a name for it too, and I'm sorry, my hardcore
Dreadnought.
Eve. Is that the name of the battle?
Oh, the battle. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
No, Dreadnought is like a class of shit.
I'm sure some Eve fans would fucking take your head right now. I'm sorry. We'll look it up. We'll know. I'm sure it's all.
I'm sure.
Down below.
I'm sure it's a great game. I tried playing it. My buddy Josh tried to get me into it, and we tried to play it a little bit. I could not do
You know what
it.
reminds me?
It legit was.
Now, have you looked
MMO.
at Star Citizen at all?
I have, but I need a product.
Yeah, I'm not ready to jump in yet.
No, yeah, you keep telling me about all these exciting things, and that's great. It sounds fucking fantastic.
Buying it,
but you know who else talks about crazy, amazing things all the time? Peter fucking Molyneux. And how many times has he ever delivered? Never.
Yeah, I'm not counting any. I'm sorry.
None. So, I'm reserving judgment until it's out, until I've seen some reviews, until people played it, until I've played it on somebody else's machine, because I know people are gonna get it at launch. So probably you, right?
What? New what?
Star Citizen.
Are they having a launch?
I'm sure they'll have a launch eventually.
Eventually, maybe. I know they just released some new shit that was like $2 you can fucking donate into. No. It's kind of not. It's not dumb, but it might be dumb. I
think the idea of the game sounds awesome.
Right?
I think it could
There's
be
another
fantastic.
one. Have you heard of what was that game? It's the medieval game. Shit, I used to talk all the time back at work. It's the fucking. It's not even real. It's not a real game yet. The medieval one, the strategy one, not strategy. Fucking hell, what's the name of that game? Edit.
If you could give me something more to go off of.
No, it's produced by Warhorse Studios. It's what's the name of that game?
You know you're sitting at a computer with the internet, right?
Yeah, fucking hell.
Just look at Warhorse Studios.
I know. Tell me.
They're like IMDb page.
Where did you visit?
Spell horse wrong.
Yeah, what?
You spelled studios wrong. Wow.
Got it.
Not even close. Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come Deliverance. God damn, I love this game. This game looks good.
Let's see how you spell this. WARHOURSE.
Horse.
STUIDOS.
What is the studios in there? Studios.
Warhorse Studios.
Oh man, this game's good, man. Maybe. I don't know. It's not out yet. It looks good.
Yeah, I don't know.
All these early access
am
games,
very-
I can't be committed to.
I've been burned too much by the trailers they put out for games. Show me proof of concept. Like, that's great. It's beautiful. A beautiful trailer, looks awesome. It's getting me pumped for the game. Show me the game. I need to see gameplay.
So they have.
That was the problem with the Order 1886.
They have the game out.
Okay.
So this game's out.
Well, it's in alpha. It looks like.
It's in super alpha.
Yeah, early alpha.
Right? But you can play it. You can walk around this engine. It's a nice looking engine. It looks good. I like all that shit. The only thing is they're promising like a super immersive, like a Skyrim like atmosphere almost, with less magic almost. And I hope they deliver. I want them to deliver. The only thing I don't see them delivering is that they have this awesome engine, great graphics. They got to work on, those quests, and they had a lot of promises that I haven't seen yet too. So
I don't
it's a lot of that in early access that worries me.
see. I don't like Skyrim at all. I don't like
What?
I don't like Skyrim.
Blasphemous!
I hate it.
I can spend.
I hate it.
I can spend like half my life right now in Skyrim.
That doesn't mean anything. You could also spend half your life in a jail cell. It's not exactly a good experience you want to go into.
That's true. But I
Yeah.
would enjoy that way more than jail.
You don't know that. You might like the bloodborne.
Actually, if I have to go to jail, I can just play Skyrim.
Yeah, they just let you play Skyrim in jail. You're just like, this is all I need.
They do.
No,
in some counties and some jails, it's like they have to get you like a PlayStation. Like that's like a fucking thing. Some places it's like no, you don't get nothing, but some places like you gotta get a TV. What PlayStation in prison?
That's all I do.
They got it, man. It's real.
Well,
That's all I do.
that's all I do.
That's all I do. It's
Why are you
real.
gonna say that?
Cause it's true.
Yeah.
God.
Hey, shit, man. I really need that.
Well, that's dumb, man. You should eat. I didn't eat either. I should do that.
Fasting.
Don't do that.
My favorite fast.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna cut to an edit right now.
Edit! I should get going, so.
Yeah, no, you're done. Alright,
Oh,
close it up.
oh, what the fuck? I'm done. What the fuck? You're just kicking me out? I'm half of this team.
What, you had something more?
This is all I do.
That's all I do.
That's all I do.
Oh, yeah, no, I did have some more.
Oh no!
Fuck Skyrim.
Fuck Skyrim. What the
Skyrim.
fuck are you
Listen,
talking about?
Morrowind was awesome.
You can eat you alive.
I'm not fucking
Are
let
you a
him.
man?
Let him, baby. You guys are
The
gonna be like, fuck
dumbass.
you. I hate Skyrim. It's a piece of shit. I hate it.
No, it is not.
It is. It sucks.
No, it's a great game. What the
No, it's
fuck are you
not.
talking about?
It's definitely
It's
not
one
a
of the
great
best
game.
games. It's one of the best games to ever come out, let alone one of the best games to come out recently.
No.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Disagree on all points.
You saw a dragon flying backwards and you go fucking nuts.
Oh man, look at this super glitchy, buggy game. Let
I
me
didn't
call
have-
that
I didn't
the
have
second
glitches.
coming of
I
Christ.
heard people having glitches. I didn't have glitches.
You just talked about a dragon flying backwards.
That's because you told me about it.
I didn't tell you about it. I never had that.
Oh, I thought you told me about that shit.
No,
Maybe you told me about other people having that.
no. The
Yeah, you
only
definitely
thing,
told me that shit.
No, I didn't. The only thing
Yes, you did.
the only
I remember you. We were
I
in a
did
car.
I
No,
did not.
I can bring up a story about
Dude,
what you're
it
doing.
never
Never mind.
it never happened to me. I only
Right.
had one glitch happen to me, and it was I killed an NPC,
No.
and then like all the NPCs stopped talking to me. I had to restart the game. None of them would respond to me at all. It was really weird.
What are you playing on?
I was playing on 360.
Okay.
But no, the thing that I thought was the most enjoyable about Skyrim was the mods that PC guys came out with. Like the Macho Man
they're
mod
fucking
was
good.
awesome. That was hysterical. Every dragon is now Macho Man. Go, oh yeah, that was
You
fantastic.
want
And that was
a
like the
community,
first.
man.
The online community makes that
That
game fantastic.
game-
I'm not gonna lie.
The graphics have looked so much better.
Yes.
Oh my god.
The community has made that
They
game
have really come through.
the game it should have been, I guess.
That's why I think all games should be like, dude, open to the community.
I
let
agree
it
with
out
you in
there.
that regard. It
It
should
makes
definitely
such
be.
a.
And you just leave the option up to consumers. If they wanna consume that portion, they can do that.
Like in my Cities game, I have a Cities mod, so I just went nuts on all the mods, right? Because all the mods came out, the games came out. I have like a mushroom shack that gets built. Like a fucking, like a smurf.
Yeah.
It doesn't really fit with the continuity of my city building environment. It's so wet. Is that the cum? That's the cum. That was
That's
the cum.
That's that white snake
found
venom.
it.
It's that white snake venom. Got you.
You guys need
You like that?
that?
Cools you off, right? Slows you
Yeah,
right down.
it does.
Alright, before you gotta go. Let's wrap it up. Call it. Alright, so where you're at again? You're on Twitch at where?
Chaotic. KHAOTICK.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Maybe. You have a Twitter account with no one following you. Where?
What?
What? Twitter account? Where?
Twitter account.
Weird.
I think I have one set up, but I honestly don't use it at all.
I know, I
And
found
I
it.
have to set up a fan page on
I
Facebook.
found it. And,
Twitch stream.
Twitch.
Um,
Any other way to get in contact with you?
you currently.
Currently? Okay.
Yeah.
And you can find
You'll
me,
help out the viewers.
iSin Gaming, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Not easy. I
would like to ask one thing. I'm still kind of fresh to Twitch, and like I'm still kind of trying to
abuse him.
Figure out. Yeah, you guys can abuse the fuck out of me. Like I'm trying to find like my place in it. So if you are watching, I would appreciate any conversation you could give in the chat or whatnot. I think there's like a 30-second delay or something like that. So I mean, if you're giving me hints on areas or things like that, I'm gonna miss it.
Come on, isn't the speed of light the speed of light? Fuck.
I know. But I mean, if you wanted to talk about shit, shoot the shit, I'll just whatever. But yeah, you're very welcome.
Call it. There's a bug. Hey, stop! 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 Oh!